So how'd your tournament go?
I went fine actually. I feel like I drew really badly in like every round and still went 4-3. So
We went
I
four
can't
and
complain.
three. I don't think we could have you in this call. This is a 3-4 call.
This is
Absolutely.
more of the 3-4 kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
I had the opposite. I had a similar experience as you. We both played like Cloudpost decks, and I went 3 and 4. But I played against 3 Delver
Yeah.
decks, and one of
I
them.
feel. I mean, the last round was just like the Turbo Chuckle Hops. That's like, and I won game 2. Like I felt like if I win the die roll and could have maybe won. I think I lost all 6 die rolls also, which is not great.
I won a lot of die rolls. I drew quite a lot of lands. I only identified one really bad mistake that I made, and I won that game. So I don't know. Need to get better at Magic.
Didn't they remove vehicles crewing themselves with Neo? Not sure. Good question. I haven't heard of that, but that might be true.
Maybe they found a way to do it without crewing itself.
Maybe I should have played. I fired up Blue Green Madness this morning and immediately fired. So maybe I should have played that. It felt pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I played an old friend of mine, funnily enough, playing Blue Green Madness in the league the other day. And I lost the first game handily and thought, oh my god, is this secretly a great deck? But I won the next 2.
Yeah.
That was when I was winning a lot with Is It, as opposed to.
All
I
right.
realized that it had a.
I mean, it feels pretty similar to Is It to me. Like you can play it's basically like instead of Sprite Dragon, you play Wild Mongrel, right? That's like, but you don't have Burst Lightning.
Do we have final standings? No, not
Yeah,
yet.
I just started right now. Let's see what we got. Actually, I just put this back here. PD training. They're still training now.
2 of the black-white gamers made it on Breakers.
All right, so Swift obviously made it. They were undefeated. Yeah, black-white. I don't know what Victus was playing.
Oops.
Oh, really? Okay. So.
Yeah. Looks like one oops.
There's a Just Sky Hops in there. Readily.
Okay. Yeah, and Dendam is Restore Balance, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so some X2s missed. There's 2 X2s that missed top 16.
Yeah, 2 of them did. That's true.
Let's see. What do you want to watch? Let's see. So we got. I have too many windows open right now. Let's see. I want to watch Restore Balance real quick. That's gonna happen really
Sounds
quickly.
Good to me.
Restore Balance versus cycling. Yeah, that's gonna happen real quick. So
there's a Grixis like super control with Liliana Vess in the top 8 as well.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's just run it down real quick. First place is Swift Warcraft. They're playing cycling. Rettle out second place with I think they're playing Jeskai and Soul. Jeskai and Soul. Third place Dendem, who was playing Restore Balance, the game we're gonna watch. Victivus, 4th place, playing Oops All Spells. The blue version, if that's the difference. I Got Dead. It's playing the Grixis Stroglehops version with black. With they're playing Cruel Ultimatum. They might pick the win.
Absolute great pile.
In 6th place, Emerald, also playing Agrosidon, which is the match we're gonna watch. 7th place, Sacritor, playing Black White, and Garcia EDU. 8th place, snuck in there with 0.09 to go with another Black White. We talk about top 16 later.
The Black Whites are different, right? One of them is called Canned Angels.
Oh yeah, I think they're like very similar though.
It just has 2 Legion Angel. It's not.
I think Legion Angel is.
And they both have 2 Legion Angel.
So much worse than Lingering Souls, but no.
One is a bit lower to the ground with Dryad Militant and Isamaru, and the other one has 3 Obsidiats, so they're kind of different, but.
Oh, I gotta get jump in the match here.
Not wildly different.
I'm just trying to like.
Which one are you watching? Dendem versus Emerald?
Yes.
Knob in there as well.
Restore Balance does not destroy enchantments.
But it doesn't matter if they have no permanence. That's why I want to watch this match. Cool.
It is true that this is the kind of angle which Agroside is historically bad against, right? So I mean, there are like things that they can do, of course, because they will see a lot of cards post board. So they might have like Orm's Chant or something, which is pretty good against like a Cascade strategy. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that aggro slide doesn't want to see, I would say.
That's the theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my weird favorite. I want this deck to win just because it's been so under the radar, but it's actually quietly good.
I think it's pretty good also, and I brought it up in chat one time, and I was immediately admonished by people saying it can't ever beat a memory lapse, which I don't know, maybe that's
true. Imagine listening to General, but it is true.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. These Cascade decks where if it resolves you lose basically terrify me, even with memory lapse.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't always have it, and they can always. Sometimes they go again immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just draw 2 Cascade spells, right?
Emerald does not have any Orm's Chant post board. They have Graveyard Hate Sweepers, Timely Reinforcements.
Yeah, Artifact Destruction can also buy them some time here.
Yeah, they have 2 Shredded Sails.
Hideseek also works. Price of Progress uniquely bad in this matchup.
Alright, this is Demonic Dread. This is gonna wipe at least 3 lands. Yeah. Well, no, 2 lands. 2 lands because they have an island to play.
Cards.
Yeah.
This is not the best balance I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Murphy makes a great point. This deck is also just a Metalwork Colossus deck, which it's a 10/10. It's really hard for aggro to kind of deal with.
Unless they have the token maker, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, maybe they just want to. Maybe they have another Cascade in hand, and they're just setting up to do it again next turn, or they just felt that they really want to get the Stranded Stinger off the board, which is reasonable also.
I'm not really sure what the strategy is if you don't have a Colossus.
There's Greater Gargadon also. In this case, we have neither, so I don't know. But you can also use Greater Gargadon, suspend it, and then it comes off suspend and kills them.
I mean, this is kind of a 3 for 3.
Yeah,
unfair as it might be.
Yeah, that's right. Although, yeah, but I mean, presumably the Restore Balance deck is fine with playing a low resource game like that. I mean, that's what it's trying to do. So.
Yeah, I guess if they have a Colossus and a Cascade, this makes perfect sense. Just don't die.
Yeah, their next turn could just be Border Post Colossus, right? Because it'd be 9, and then they could pay 2 to play it.
Yeah.
And they'd be pretty fine with that.
Siphon deck has any kind of removal for a Colossus main deck unless they Zenith Flare it.
Oh, Antiquities War. This is great.
That's a good one. Yep.
The alternate win con, but if they don't find, I mean,
they've only played 2 border posts. That's a very low number of border posts for turn.
So you could make 2 more border posts here the next turn. You find another one, and then you play the one you've already played, and then in the third saga, it just comes off.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be attacking for 20 on that turn though, because just one blocker kind of undoes your whole thing. You kind of want to be
attacking for 25,
a bit wider. Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna
It's gonna screw up the Antiquities War.
All right. Oh my god, the deck is so good. Why is the cycling deck so good?
Damn you, Trevor! This is an answer to everything that Restore Balance does, apart from Restore Balance itself.
Why, Trevor? Right? Trevor drop this deck on us and just leave. He just left for the season.
Haunted us for 6 seasons since 7 seasons or whatever.
Yeah, but it's really interesting to think. I mean, somebody would have tried it because of the courier and everything, but who knows? Who knows whether it would have been widely played or done as much as it has.
I mean, it's not actually that widely played, all things considered, right? I mean, it's obviously, we see it now in this tournament, but it kind of goes through cycles. No pun intended.
I think if you're kind of a spiky player, you realize how good this deck is, the aggro side deck. So, if you want to win a tournament, I think it's a really fine choice, in any part.
You're always playing dodge certain matchups when you play this deck, right? There's not much you can do to make your 45% even.
Yeah, That's true. Although that's true for like almost any deck you can. I mean, PD is open enough that that's pretty much true for any established archetype.
I suppose so. I guess when I'm playing blue, I feel like I have chances against everything, but it's not. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
This
I kind of figured they had based on how they played the game, I kind of figured they had a second one rolled up. I mean,
yeah, it was a bit early.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised. Very people have played like Hypergenesis too.
Now the Colossus is going to become a 5/5.
Yeah, we're going to shrink our Colossus here, but it's still better.
We're going to attack with 25.
Well, now they can't play like Fox blocked for lethal. So
yeah, there's no way to. Yeah. Yeah, the first one makes a lot of sense given the second one. Pretty conclusive.
So yeah, I think it's going expected. I'm sorry. But this is going as expected.
Yeah, I agree. I think the path for victory for cycling here is like get a Fox on the play and then Stone Rain them twice and hope that's hope you get there.
Yeah, in the sideboard for this aggro deck, 2 hides like relevant things, 2 hide and seek, 2 shredded sails, so that's like 4 Stone Rains right there. Nothing else that's like really great. I don't know what Dendem can do, really. They could play maybe like Foundation Breaker for like Lightning Rift. Dead Gone is kind of fine. Fire Spout's pretty reasonable.
I think Dead Gone is good because it answers a Fox at any stage of the game, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's a really great card. Oh, they're playing Tether with the Schemer too in this list. That's a one-off.
Yeah, I think
that minus ability is very strong.
I think the fail rate of the Restore Balance deck is that you have to play all these border posts, and you can really only, and so it's like that's your land. So like you have to play, and then you have to play like 11, like they're playing 11 basics. So you kind of, it is a little sketchy, right? It's like the mix of mana is a little bit sketchy. I suppose the other thing is if you just don't give them a target for Dread Return, but that's pretty hard for the cycling deck to do. And then you might get Charla's Agent anyway, so it's probably not a real strategy.
Here's Lightning Rift, which is presumably too slow and when you don't have any lands, but terrifying to all the fair decks that have been beaten so far in this tournament. Crumbling Vestige.
I don't know why this land is in the deck. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand it. This deck has great mana.
I don't like playing out that Fox. Oh, okay. Now I like it a little more. I was gonna say I really don't like playing out the Fox here because you're turning on Dread Return, and if they have the Dread Return, it's also getting balanced away. Seems like it would be better equity to just cycle it. That said, if you have the hide and seek here, it's a little more justifiable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can. You're not going to win a game where you don't play a creature, are you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, you have the Lightning Rift.
Yeah. I mean, you can just do some 2s and then.
Maybe the matchup is also like bad enough that you just assume that that's how I'm going to win. Is that they brick on Shardless
Agent? Right. They don't find Shard. If they don't find a 4/off with their no card selection whatsoever.
They can also just draw all 4 of their balance. The Restore Balance. So they have 4 in the deck, so they can just randomly just draw them.
That's true.
That's asking for a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we presented a aggro slide style board here by turn 3.
I'm just curious to see like what the path was here. I just want to look. Let's see. Let me just see real quick.
Here comes Shardless Agent, presumably. I don't know.
Oh, Antiquities War.
Antiquities War.
It's not bad, but it could get tucked again with the
we're actually we are under a lot of pressure here now, though.
I mean, I think if you could cascade there, you would. So
yeah, I agree. What might be happening is that they don't have a red source. Like they may have the Dread Return, but they don't have their red source got hide seeked. That's a possibility.
Demonic Dread, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Demonic Dread. Yeah.
It's pretty easy with the Rescuer not to die to Antiquities War here.
All right, so
they're
Yeah, Stone
Rain
number
number 2, and there's a fox on the board. This is how you called it, Nick.
Yeah. This is the way to victory, I think.
This is crazy. They only played one blue deck in their run to the top 8. And they've already like the store balance deck, yeah. And they 2-0'd them. They only lost to Merpatty. I mean, Merpatty like 2-0'd them with the other like blue deck.
This is actually lethal next turn, right? Because we just cycle to make the fox big enough.
Yeah,
I think so.
We just need 3 more power than we currently have.
So yeah, there's a Stone Reigns as expected.
Yeah. This kind of has to be land.
I guess they could go like they could go like
2 lands and a lightning rift.
Oh, they need like what do you call it? They need a Simian Spirit Guide and a Demonic Dread to wipe the board. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that would be pretty strong. They use their Spirit Guide to play Antiquities War, but they might have another one. They've got 8 cards in hand. Okay, we're just gonna pass the turn and die.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Well, game 3.
3, 6, 8. Well, I mean,
yeah.
If the last card was a cycle card, they could cycle.
Yeah, if their hand is 2 basics, then you don't lose. Right?
Or they could just get Zenith Flare, I guess.
Yeah.
They can untap Zenith Flare to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a slightly premature concession to a person with 1 card in hand, but
yeah.
All right, I guess that's a sideboard way that Aggroside is going to beat that.
Yeah,
so
2 of the 4 relevant sideboard cards.
On the draw, it's going to be much, much harder, I think, to execute this Stone Rain game plan.
Mm.
I mean, it may still be the best thing you got going on, but it's going to be much harder on the draw, I suspect. Restore Balance goes to 5, but I mean, sometimes if you have balance in your deck, you know, you're mind twisting them by mulliganing a lot.
Yeah, all you really need is like a couple of lands and the thing.
2 border posts for basic land and the thing that does the thing.
I wonder if there's like a strategy of not playing a creature to not turn on Demonic Dread.
Yeah, I think that is potentially a thing. It seems very hard to win, but it could be.
Yeah, I mean, that's like saying, I want to play a long game, and if you draw Charter's Agent, I lose.
Right.
Here we go. Turn 2
maybe,
Fox.
Or maybe you think that you don't play out all your lands, and you think you can win after they restore balance.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
Right. Report from the floor.
The thing is, the way you win, you don't have creatures, is Lightning Rift, which is mana hungry-ish.
Yeah.
And Zenith Flare, which costs 4.
Wow, they just do nothing.
Oh dear.
Oh no. The mulligan really hurt.
Yeah. The multi 5. I mean, if you've got a border post and a basic, you probably keep anything on.
By the way, I can never do like border post math. I don't know how you get to like 11 lands with all these border posts. I don't understand the math behind it. But somehow,
I mean, I think strictly speaking, you should have 14 unless you want to end up mulliganing.
Oh, brutal hide. I think it's over. I don't know. It's just a 1/1. They can go like.
I mean, there's plenty of time to go.
Yeah.
Border post, Charter's Agent, something, you know.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes,
so this is gonna remove.
So we're gonna destroy the fox on 1 land and make it discard a card. That's a weird sequence.
I guess it just
not
like
the
got.
Base plan of the day.
I mean, killing this is not bad. Killing the fox. Worth it?
Yeah. I mean, you know, presumably there's at least 1 more Cascader in hand. Maybe
it's a little awkward that
there are no border posts in hand.
And now you have a creature to Demonic Dread of your own, so you don't.
You can, but it's also a little awkward because they're gonna get to keep a creature now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So let's see. There's already a report.
Get to keep a fox.
Just a random thing. 2/1. Oops all spells versus the Grixis Hops deck. So oops all spells in the top 4. Probably really good if there's like 2 cycling players that come through. That's actually really good, I think. So basically, it's just a trap game.
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
Although here we are, with the turn 3-ish combo deck, floundering against. Oh,
very good at drawing those stone rains.
Yeah. Top 11 cards had 2 or 4 sideboard cards. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the blowing up the lands definitely a big part of what's good about this, and we're not going to be doing that now. You've got a block here, right? No.
Wow, doesn't even out.
You can't even like attack because like the risk of like them cycling and just blowing you out is crazy.
I think well, okay.
What do we fabricate for when we have no border post? Border post.
I think they get a red border post, actually.
Yeah. That border post that makes red, yeah, makes sense.
Probably I guess like it's only like not allied colors or allied colors, so it's like maybe like red black or red green. Red black. Red black.
So why didn't Fox attack there? It's not the plan to never attack, surely. So just they don't have a cycler. Wow. So the cycling draw is pretty bad as well.
Well, they did draw 2 Hide Seek, so maybe
Stone Rains, yeah.
Okay, so one of the cards is a Crumbling Vestige. Maybe it's a Zenith Flare and another land.
They discarded a Zenith Flare when they had to discard 2.
Oh, this is the small ball that I love here. This is totally
rubbish. Like absolute garbage.
Well, the problem is that you
kind of want a removal spell on your 2/2 that you got for free, so that my 2/2 can get in.
All right, I actually like waiting this out.
It's like limited.
I think they just like waited all this out, so now they can like. I think they're setting up a demonic dread here.
I think
and so they're in a very good spot to do so.
Because I mean, they didn't redeploy a land when they could have, so which makes sense, right? Like I mean, even if you didn't have it roll up, you probably wouldn't do that.
Right. I guess at this point you're holding on for the Cascade spell whether you have it or not.
Yeah. Interestingly, none of the cycling players I think have like Orange Chant in their sideboard. Let me look at Swift real quick.
Yeah, I'm surprised because that card seems like it's like pretty good against Oops too, right?
Yeah, sort of. I would think so. All right, so each player is going to play 2 cards, going down to 1 land each.
Oops has duresses, but you know they have to have it as well as all the combo.
Keep the vestige. Keep the vestige.
I suspect that's not the one to keep here.
The border post player has to discard 2 here.
But you have like 2 basics. I think you just like did the basics.
Yeah, 2 islands. There they go.
So they have a forest and something else.
So forest X, yeah.
All right, here we go. 4 lands to 1.
So they really need a Colossus.
Yeah, or an Antiquities one. You know.
Yeah, they have 4 mana for it. They have the blue mana as well. If they have Fabricate, they could go Fabricate for a Colossus. I don't think they even cast Colossus. It's I think they have like 1 short.
Gargadon on spin it with 10 time counters. That might be a while before that becomes relevant.
Oh, we did. I didn't even notice.
Is Gargadon even good in this deck? Like, what do? You sacrifice your basics to it.
Yeah.
I think on the combo turn,
how many basics do you have? 1, 2.
11.
So it's like a whole other card to make them sack their last land kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like a win con that dodges the it's like a card out of your hand. I don't know. It synergizes pretty well, right, with the Restore Balance plan because it's like a card that's no longer
card out of your hand is nice, but it doesn't seem like you'd ever be sacking enough stuff for it to be coming into play the next turn or whatever.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like that's the way Gargadon's usually used, isn't it? I don't know.
Right. Another report: Black-White midrange beats Swift Warcry, who was undefeated in the Swiss. So Garcia EDU moves on to the semifinals.
Garcia EDU, who won several tournaments with my exact Izzet deck and then abandoned it right at the end of the season in order to win the PD500 with something else. Curse him. Very sensible.
Yeah, they're on the latest. They're on the latest Watch Wander list with the Hallowed Moonlight main deck, I think.
Oh yeah.
And 3 Obsidian. Well, that's a lot of Obsidian.
Is it pretty hard? So this Fox can go all the way here. Nothing from the.
Yes.
Nothing from the.
I mean, the Gargadon is gonna
Gargadon is a long way away.
Well, you can sack 6 things, so it's not that far away. If you
Fox will be bigger than the Gargadon.
Yeah, not if we play out Dread Stinger.
I don't mind playing the Stinger out, actually, because you're not guaranteed to draw like a cycler. So like this at least guarantees you beat down for 5. If you cycle a card and don't do anything, you're hitting for 7.
It plays a lot worse into the next restore balance, but I
yes. Ooh, that's a blocker.
Whoa. Okay. So now playing Stinger looks very wise. Actually, it doesn't, because this Colossus is going to kill them. The Stinger can do 12.
Well, the Colossus can never attack, though. It's like...
I guess we are playing to...
Can the Colossus not attack? Wouldn't the Colossus have to attack?
So if they attack, they take 10, they crack back. They could, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. With Stinger and the cycling, the Colossus
Zenith Flare doesn't quite kill here. It looks like it's for 8 if you Zenith Flare now. 2, 3.
Wow, that is a lot of land in the graveyard, thanks to Restore Balance. I'm used to it being roughly the number of cards in the graveyard, but not here.
So the upside of cycling the Stinger would have been that you get closer to your Zenith Flare, but I guess I don't know. So Gargadon is like almost online now. If you just sack everything.
Yeah.
I don't think you can sack everything, though.
Then you cannot restore balance again, which means Stinger's going to be alive for the rest of the game. And
I don't know if I like this attack.
I don't. Because it's like they have so much life to play with. It's only good if they have another Colossus, yeah. Or they have another border post.
Interesting. So what they could do is they could like sack the Colossus to the Gargadon, and then sack 3 posts to untap the Colossus. I guess they have just enough mana to do that, probably. Maybe not.
It's interesting. The implication here is they're going to sack everything to Gargadon.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Or are they just hoping the cycling player doesn't draw cycling cards?
Yeah.
Because that would also work.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I don't hate sacking. I guess if you were going to sack all 7 things, you should have just done that and attacked with both. I don't know about blocking, but maybe blocking is fine too.
Maybe if you have the threat of blocking, they don't attack, and therefore you get to keep your lands.
You get to keep your lands, yeah.
Game theory, it's the mutually assured destruction. If you attack, I will sack all my lands and make a Gargadon and kill your Fox. Right. Or maybe your Stinger.
Yeah, great point.
I mean, they have to have a blocker next turn.
And what could be in their hand?
Gargadon has a bug, right?
I think it's not. I think it's working now.
You have to remove the lot. Oh, it's fixed, isn't it?
I think they fixed it a while ago. Because I've seen people play this deck and they've
only come into play.
It does. It did. The PD bot did say it has a bug, so we'll see.
So maybe it can only come online in their upkeep, which is why they didn't sack everything and attack.
Or maybe they just did something and actually fixed it.
Right.
That would be great. And broke something else about it. Now it's a 7/9 instead of a 9/7.
Cycling player is thinking very deep here. So
they could also not even sack the last one. They could I guess sack 6 permanents on their upkeep or something like that, and then get the last one off. To play around the bug, right?
Yeah. That's what I was wondering if that was what they were doing. I'm pretty nervous about sacking all my permanents to make a vanilla 9/7 against the deck that can cycle to make 1/1s. But they don't have it right now, and they're on 13.
While they're thinking, I'm going to pop into the other match real quick. Just put on the
side
I
don't have to.
Yeah.
What could they be thinking about? Maybe if they want to cycle, but then they have a Zenith Flare. Maybe they have a Zenith Flare in hand, and they're thinking, well, no, because that would just be lethal.
Oh, they drew a land. It's not a great draw. Wow, I think they have Flare.
They have a card in hand.
I think they have Zenith Flare.
So they're trying to work out if they should attack with everything, hope that they don't Gargadon, so their Flare is lethal? No, they're just worried about dying to these.
I think they're worried about if they go all out. I think they should have baited an attack, and they don't. There's no way they go. Wow, what an attack!
This is a really complicated spot.
They're gonna take it. They have a Flare. There's no way they don't have a Flare here. Now they drew another random border post. I think we're in like sack city here. I think you're just sacking everything next turn. If you're this deep.
Yeah, I mean, if the cycling player doesn't do anything, then it's a double chump, isn't it?
Right. I mean, it would have been a double chump this turn, which I think they should have. I think they should have gone for it this turn. They should have made it.
No, chump. It's not a double chump this turn, but they'd have to chump something.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah.
They've cycled that.
Whoa, cycling that.
What guy. Is in there? What is?
Must have been the only cycler in hand.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were thinking about for so long. If they should play that guy out or not. That makes a lot of sense. Actually,
they might have drawn Lightning Rift or something. I don't know.
No, I bet they were tanking because I bet their last card was Valiant Rescuer, and they were. Because
Rescuer is so good here if you can make 1/1s.
So they probably have like a basic land.
But but if you don't have a cycler.
Yeah, then it's really tough.
It's just a chump block.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you could make Rescuer. You could double chump. Then you can untap with cyclers into cyclers into cyclers, and
which is kind of a reasonable plan. I mean,
yeah, I think that might have been my play, but it's a really difficult spot.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense that that's what they had and that's what they were thinking about because that is really a really tough decision.
Somehow we're at the last match because Jeskai and Soul just beat the other black-white. I won't call it mid range; more of like a pseudo aggro, black-white aggro.
So the top four is oops, black-white aggro-ish.
No, mid-range. The Garcia is playing the more mid-rangey version.
I know, black-white proper mid-range with Octadet.
Jeskai Hop, or Jeskai and Soul. And the winner of this match.
And the winner of this.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say the best decks are pretty well represented there.
I think it's like Jeskai and Soul was like a little like under the radar. Personally,
this is sort of weirdly threatening lethal here, but it's not really because we can just make Gargadon thought.
Like
I guess what you do here is you play to draw Zenith Flare. I guess if you have no more cyclers.
All right. At this point, you have to go for the Gargadon.
Zenith Flare is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
7,
every attack 9, is lethal.
Zenith Flare is at 10. So yeah, so you just double jump here and you hope at the top of your deck or the current card in your hand is Zenith Flare.
Yeah, and they'll make 2 more cyclers in the graveyard. It'll be 12 because the things will die here.
So the other thing is,
that's
4,
true.
5, 6, 7.
I was gonna say, what if they draw? Demonic Dread actually kills here because you don't cast. You just make them not block.
You cascade. You just say you come.
Yeah, just like fail the cast and then just like demonic. So there's a lot of top decks here.
But remember what your cards do, even if you don't use them for that.
So you got to keep like black red, right?
So we're sacking the Gargadon.
Yeah, they're going for it because you don't have to sack every permanent. You don't. You can
you get to keep. You can keep enough to.
Yeah, the cast like a 3-drop.
Cast
right?
Cast a 3-drop.
So
you can even cast either one because you can keep the red and green and the black and red and the blue and black.
Great play. Yeah. So just take this to 1 and then go to your upkeep and then the suspend trigger comes off. Yeah, that'd be great.
We don't even have to risk any bugs.
Yeah, but unless you have Demonic Dread off the top, you
perfectly
Zenith Flare from the opposing player in the last 2 cards.
All right. So they kept black red, black blue, and red green.
Well, you can play around Zenith Flare, but if you draw your Cascader if it's Shardless Agent, you can restore balance first, blow up all their lands, and then make them double chump. Okay, so
they're just going for it.
They didn't draw Shardless Agent.
So I guess my whole point about how Gargadon was never going to come into play and they didn't have enough plans to sack to it was rubbish.
Shredded Sails! Oh my goodness. That was their card. But it's lethal attack, so they have to block.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you definitely block with the Stinger here. I guess it doesn't matter.
If they're drawn to cyclers, then sufficient number of cyclers, then either...
Yeah, you keep the Fox. You can literally cycle 5 times to win the game here.
How do you get Gargadon back sack 3 artifacts? That's not... I mean...
You have to sack 2 artifacts, and then you get it back to your hand. The Colossus.
So that's not happening.
So they're thinking about whether to block with the Draenei Stinger or the Flourishing Fox here. Yeah, you definitely block with the Stinger. This could actually just present lethal right here.
Yeah, but they need to hit 5 cyclers in a row.
Or they could Shardless for all their lands.
Or Flare.
Oh, the land was an island. Okay, so All right, here we go. Here he is.
Do you play out this island? I guess it doesn't matter. But...
And it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
There are very few dead draws here, but there are.
Oh my god, they're going for it. They have flare. They drew the flare.
Yeah.
They drew the flare. Or a blocker. They could have a blocker here. Okay, that's fine.
Oh!
I can't believe they just didn't go for it here. All right, Demonic Dread is a kill here.
Now we can't attack.
Yeah, you actually can't attack. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is actually wild.
Well, I actually don't think border posts can win now, really. I mean, I guess they can draw 4 basic lands off the top. But... Yeah, see, now we've cycled.
Yeah, and now it's like...
Gargadon is not...
Would you have, like, cycled this to go for the win? No way, right? So this is 2.
Never...
I guess if you cycle
we can Cascade again
3, 4,
and put us
5.
down to Gargadon and Fox. But Fox is almost big enough to trade with Gargadon now.
What a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that was a terrible mulligan.
Because you can't even... Now you can't even, like, restore balance because you have this Gargadon in play. And they just save the Fox.
Yeah. Well, if the card
even the
basic land, if the card has a basic land, then cascading into restore balance is fine.
They're gonna play the Spirit Guide? I think it's the Spirit Guide time. Oh, Fire Spout? I think it's Fire Spout.
Whoa!
Now you get to swing in, and they have to block.
But it's a trade. Because Gargadon's taken 3.
Oh, you have to trade. You have to trade this off.
You want that trade?
Oh yeah, I think you got to do it.
Now you're just dead to flare.
You've got to find a win condition before they find anything.
Flare off oh god, flare off the top versus the Cascader. Who gets it first? They could draw the wrong Cascader too in the demonic dread. Okay, can we find the Charlotte's Agent here?
Can we get back Gargadon and cast it? No, not even close.
All right, it's a border post.
We're actually kind of close now.
So Metalwork is free.
You can float 4 mana. You can float 4 mana. I think actually you can do it. Because you can float 5 mana and it's reduced by 6. So you can do it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you do it.
Will they see it? Will they see the line, though?
Yeah.
Metalwork gets reduced by the non-creature artifact. Oh my god, they're moving into their second main. I don't think they see it. Oh, no.
Or they just don't want to sack their stuff, but I would do it, too. If
Yeah,
because you're just dead to a top deck here. Oh, that's a rescuer. That's a big top deck.
I mean, now it looks much better that they didn't do it.
Yeah,
it's not if they don't have a cycler. Because
that's true. Yeah.
Forcing the jump.
Oh, they drew another land. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, maybe.
Why even play the lands at this point? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know why we play out the lands either. It seems worse to do it at this point. I guess maybe you think you're casting your Colossus, but you can already do that. So.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to, if you do draw a restore balance, you don't want to leave them with 4 lands.
I think they're going for it now. I think they kind of have to go for the play that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this is an end of turn cycle, though, it's all over. You really need basic lands.
So here comes the 5 mana 10/10. Fine on paper, really. So they have to brick yet again on the cycling. There's 1 card left in the cycler's hand. It could be anything.
Yeah, the trouble is that like almost every card in the cycling deck is close to game winning for me.
They do nothing, which is weird. Maybe it's Lightning Rift. I don't know whether they would play
Lightning Rift would be great right now. Actually,
they would play that out. So it's not that.
I'm pretty sure they board out the rifts.
Basic lands.
There it is. Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna get jump. We're gonna get
Demonic Dread kills here. Demonic Dread again. So we're live. We're super live here.
If they played the Colossus last turn, they would have won.
Yeah, that's true.
Turn previous, they would have won.
Yeah.
Try attack. Yep.
This is good though. I mean,
this is crazy
really
magic. So many decisions.
All of the creatures are just jumps now, so only Zenith Flare is good.
Yeah, but 3 cyclers in a row kills with the Lightning Rift.
Oh, that's true.
Fabricate? Oh, Sibian Spirit Guide. Let's go.
Okay.
That's good.
I don't know if it's good to play this out either, but maybe it is.
I have the
so
same
many
version.
basic lands in this deck.
What's the card on top?
Don't slow roll the Zenith Flare here. Don't.
Well, you picked the right match anyway.
Of course I did. All right, here comes the attack.
Right to combat.
Do they have the cycling card? Damage is going through.
Oh, is that
shredded? Oh.
Oh. Well, there you go. That was a good one.
That's a crazy match.
Great match.
That was a classic.
Yeah, that was a good match. So this is about as expected, but it took the hardest road.
Yeah.
Definitely took the hardest road there.
So we have Restore Bounce and Soul, also mid-range. Oops. Who's playing who?
That's a crazy game. We'll probably watch the not Restore Balance matchup, whatever that may be, since we already just watched all that. Maybe they'll see them in the finals. Yeah, that was a crazy match. Finally, the YouTube video will be good. Okay. Me losing 3 matches in a row and then started drinking. Mountain? Aw. No, that was a great match. Yeah. Congrats on your top 8. Emerald. Almost a staple.
Yeah,
like
good.
Yeah.
And I think you played it well. I don't think there was too. It seems like a tough matchup. You made it a real match there.
The decision to not get that Colossus immediately was like gave bot a turn in hindsight.
Yeah.
That was
it's always crazy in those spots when like both players have like a ton of outs because every decision matters so much, right? Because every draw step is so important.
So now, like, say out of the 4 decks, who do you think is going to win this? So we got Jeskai and Soul, we have Oops All Spells, we have the Restore Balance deck, and the Black-White mid-range deck.
That's really tough. I mean,
are any of these decks favored against Oops?
I think the Jeskai deck has a lot of counter spells, but I don't know if that's good enough. I think the Black-White deck has a lot of favorable interaction with Oops. They might not even have main deck Dryad Militants. So
no, I don't think they do. That was the other one that lost in the quarters.
So we will watch Oops. It's gonna be Oops against Black-White mid-range. The other side's gonna be Jeskai against the Restore Balance. So it's gonna be I can't remember his name. Vititius against Garcia EDU. Let's look at the list. Vititius is playing the Oops All Spells deck. Is it the blue version from like Sir House? I think they like 5-0 to League and then they immediately just like ran it. It's like, okay, we're good here. So we'll just run this. And Garcia is playing a version from the Watch Wanderer with a bunch of Obsidats. Just a pile of Obsidats and like a Hallowed Moonlight. Because that's a combo. Hallowed Moonlight, your Obsidat.
What is the Hallowed Moonlight for?
You just ask them.
I guess if you blink something, you can Hallowed Moonlight it.
Vititius had no buy, so they kind of like ran 2-1 and then won every match after that, so that's pretty cool. Garcia actually was in 8th place, so they're the 8th place player. Went X and 2 with a buy, 5 and 2.
Right, so it's very important that they have a Tidehollow Scholar or something here.
Yep,
right,
there we go. So we'll get to see the hand of the Oops player.
The best part is Tidehollow Scholar can like Stone Rain them in this matchup if they want to do that. Depends on the hand, of course. Probably the less likely thing, but
yeah, because did these cards like when you revealed them? Did they? They took the Informer. Oh my god, they're just gonna lose. They have double Dark Ritual Balustrade Spike, but they have the Azami in their hand.
Interesting.
So they didn't take the Ritual, which I think would have been great.
Yeah, they should have taken the Ritual, probably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would have.
Maybe.
I would have taken Ritual. So double Ritual makes a Balustrade Spy. The Zombies in the hand, and they have a Tazagorian in the. What was Tazagorian in the graveyard or? Oh my god. Oh yeah. So
yeah, there's a
Phantasm...
Phantasmagorian right at the top. So
right.
yeah, this is over. The old turn 2. I told you it was the best deck.
Yeah.
Howl of Moonlight hits Lotha's Troll. That's a good point.
Yeah,
so
Howl is good in this matchup.
Yeah.
It counters the Dread Return.
They definitely took the wrong card. We'll just say that right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So unlike
lived longer.
So unlike Lava Troll, they're going for the Azami Lab Maniac kill. So
if they take a Dark Ritual, then they're forced to go Dark Ritual, play out Undercity Informer if they want to do that, and then you might have an out to draw like a Wasteland Strangler and kill it.
So here's Angel's gonna get back all the humans. There's a Lab Maniac and a Zombie, both humans here, and they tap a card. They can't draw any more cards because the Lab Maniac lets them win. That's it. That's the combo. What's the difference do you think between this and Lava Giant? Lava Giant, because I'm actually like, I would say like one thing is that like I've actually gained enough life to get out of Lava Giant game 1.
Yeah, Lava Giant is only doing about 20. It's pretty, can be a little thin. The person that beat me in the Swiss had to sack 2 of their creatures to Undercity Informer's ability so that Lava Giant was actually lethal. They had to have 2 spare mana just to get up to 20 damage, which was weird. I guess pre-board it's slightly better than that, but if you bring in lots of duresses and things.
Let's look at Garcia Edu's sideboard real quick.
A lot of hate here. 3 Lanterns, 1 Ravenous Trap. I think even you can play Cranial Extraction if the game goes long enough.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Duress is fine too. I don't mind Duress.
Yeah, Duress is okay.
Yeah. Hushwing Griff is actually really funny against Angel of Glory's Rise.
That's right. Yeah, Hushwing Griff is good also.
You can actually just play the Hushwing Griff here.
Yeah, you have potentially 8 or 9 sideboard cards.
Yeah. The Oops Slayer, I don't know if they're going to play. I don't think they really have to sideboard. You can play like Blood Chief's Thirst is okay against a little like Mesmeric Fiend, Scullers. I don't know what else really.
You probably bring in the Ancient Grudge and the Jack-o'-lantern if you
and the repeals against like the Lantern of the Lost stuff. I think those
Maybe
are fine.
You go on the Lotless Giant plan just because they're not going to gain that much life. To make slots, but I don't know.
I don't know. They have do they have the 3/3 lifelinker that you can't win through?
Oh, good question. I don't think they have that. Kunaros? Yeah, I didn't see it. Let me take a look.
I thought it was a one-off in some of the decks.
Yeah, I've seen it.
If it's in this one.
Yeah, there's no Kunaros here.
No. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, no, this was the Sacrifice deck.
I think they cut the Kunaros for the Obs and Head.
Kunaros was in. There's a one of Kunaros and 4 Drive Militant in the Sacrifice deck.
Yeah, there's a bit of concession to for small aggro in the Blood Chief's Thirst main deck and the Feed the Swarms. So I think all that removal just kind of gets boarded out. Like Vindicate seems super. I mean, Vindicate's actually not bad. You can just Stone Rain them, but
it's slow, isn't it? They just lost on turn 2.
Yeah, but they took the wrong card, so.
Yeah,
that was definitely in their that was in their hands, literally.
I mean, they might have drawn a land or something, it depends kind of I guess if you are forced to take that card, yes, you should take it, but also they might have lost anyway, even if they had taken the correct line. But yes, you should always play your outs, of course.
All right, here goes Sculler again. Let's see if they whiff this time. I think if there's ever if there's ever a thing about playing Trouble, it's you always have to plan for the graveyard deck. You always have to plan for it. So even if you cut a Kunaros, I actually love Kunaros regardless. It's just the stats wise, it's just it's stats wise. It's just keyword soup on it. So they took
we revealed a hand that does nothing after you take the Battle Space Fly out of it.
They took a Battle Space Fly, but they do have Dark Ritual and Blood Chief's Thirst.
Lose again, I think.
So
is there enough mana to kill it and then
cast it? Yeah, this is just
again. I think you're supposed to take the Ritual here because you Blood Chief's Thirst this, double Spirit Guide, then you cast the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a bait because they have the 1 Ravenous Trap in their hand.
Maybe. That'll be sweet.
Yeah. I guess taking Blood Juice Thirst doesn't accomplish anything, so yeah, you're right.
You have to take Dark Ritual again here.
Dark Ritual, yeah.
But even still, they
That's it. That's all she wrote.
All right, oops in the finals. This might be a combo mirror here.
Told you it was the best deck.
I knew it was good.
I mean, I didn't disagree. I rated it. I rated Is It and Oops as the best decks, and red deck wins, but no one played that. So
all right. Well, Kaliak played red deck. I think they win.
Kaliak did.
Yeah. I wanted to play it, but I don't know. I thought green was better.
I was going to play it, but then someone played a Circle of Protection red against me in League, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this.
I mean, we both picked like post decks. I thought it was like reasonable against the top
yeah,
seeds.
I think so as well. I actually wouldn't mind playing. I mean, I think actually like the scariest thing in this top 8 for posts is Restore Balance.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't want to play against this. No way. What do I have Warping Whale, I guess. I had main deck Warping Whales. That was my thing.
Yeah, Warping Whale does work, but still scary.
All right. So the winner of this match is going to play against
Oops. Has made an appearance. Not quite able to kill Rustvale Bridge.
All right. This is still game 1, so I think a Restore Balance or 2 has already been resolved, or at least like activated. The hard part about this matchup is that for the Restore Balance players, the opponent's playing blue. So, like, with the Rise and Shine here, like, Stubborn Denial's online.
It's going to Stubborn Denial and a Lose Focus in the Exile and Treasure Cruise. So probably those 2 Restore Balances got counted.
For sure.
I don't know what happened to the Shardless Agent. Maybe they Lose Focused and counted both things.
That's pretty tech.
Well, yeah, actually, I've done that before. You can't do that post-board in case they have the friggin' red spell.
So if they find another border post, though, Tezzeret actually kills this land. Which is pretty sick.
But only at the cost of Tezzeret himself, but it's probably worth it.
Yeah, you'd lose your Tezzeret if you
because they attack Tezzeret down from 6 to 2. But I mean, he's going to die next turn anyway.
I guess if you have another Tezzeret, you can like plus and then make the second Tezzeret kill this. But I think there's only 1 in the deck, so this is the one of. And this is still game 1.
Both players still on 20.
Yeah, this like Jeskai deck is so strange. I remember playing in season 22 when it was really popular. It was just like, it's just so like, it's so dependent on like Rise and Shine and Soul. It's like you could just blow up that plan if you were ready for it, like so easily. I felt like.
Yeah, it's a very odd thing to be like going down a land, playing a bunch of tap lands, but kind of being a control deck, but kind of not.
Yeah, I the thing about these is I felt like they were a little unfocused because they're like a tempo deck, but then they also play Jockle Hops a lot of the time, but they don't play like 4 Jockle Hops to stock list. They play like 2, which is kind of to me
I made a version that was just blue red.
Yeah,
I just thought that was the plan.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that's fine. I just felt like the stock Jeskai list that's playing like it's kind of waffling between being like a go big Jockle Hops deck and a tempo deck.
An aggro control tempo, yeah. All right, we're going for our 3rd Restore Bounce. It's going to get counted for presumably the 3rd time.
Oh, we're just floating mana, maybe.
Maybe. Just floating mana to dig through time after everything gets destroyed.
Well, I guess we do get to keep... Oh, wait, actually, no, they should not have... Wait, I don't actually... They don't get to keep the bridge no matter what, so shouldn't they...
Yeah, they managed to lose an extra land there by
right.
not using the bridge as one of the lands to get rid of, because then it got rid of as one of the creatures.
right, yeah.
And this Tezzeret now looks very good.
Yeah.
It's a long way off the ultimate is the only thing, but you've got to rebuild significantly to stop it just going on from making infinite 5/5s.
That was a very good Restore Balance. That is true, Flacco. And now like the Tezzeret can start chicking up, and if there's like nothing left to do here, the Tezzeret might just take over this game, or just Charlotte's Agent with a bunch of attacks.
All right, they discarded Condemn and Pyroclasm. Not the greatest cards in this matchup.
Oh, Condemn is fine. I thought Condemn was actually really good against like the 10-10 or whatever.
That's true.
Pyroclast is terrible. Pyroclast is awful.
Yeah.
And they have the white source, so it's like maybe they just drew it.
But I mean, you're at this rate, like that. Yeah, that could. I mean, maybe it's okay, but maybe it's the weakest card. Who's to say?
Like, you don't want to oust this guy, right? You can't really oust the Shroudless Agent.
No, you've got 4 turns to rebuild here. There's only one more Restore Balance in the deck. 4 turns before Tezzeret Ultimate, at which point you're probably just dead to that. I guess Jockle I don't know how you get to Jockle
This is probably going to be game in a couple turns if you can't find like a
that speeds things up a lot.
Yeah.
Now Tezzeret's just plus wanting to make 5/5s. Yeah.
All right. Restore Balance takes that first game, despite the fact that he like countered maybe like 3 spells. Couple stumps and a loose focus.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's it is so like I guess like if you just could always threaten resolving this thing that wins the game on the spot, it's actually not a good like sure you can hold up a counter forever, but it's not the greatest spot, right? Like you just have to always respect it and hold up the counter. So yeah, I don't know.
But then if your other win cons that you're gonna poke in instead of because you don't want to play into the counter cost 4.
Yeah. This is like
it's not like you've also got Swift Spear beating them down.
That's true. No, but in theory, Metalwork Colossus is a free one, so that could be a really good way to
hold counters. That's really nice. Just get enough border posts and play that your Colossus is free, and then play a Colossus, and if they try and interact with that,
and like the difference between like
destroy on their land.
The difference between like the other like cascading combo Hypergenesis and this is that like you said, they have like alternate win cons. They just like do stuff and like play a Tezzeret or play a Colossus or play a Gargadon. And then like when all that you deal with all that, oh by the way I'm still cascading, which is like crazy.
Yeah, I do think Tom's right that like if you're playing a Sprite Dragon and then you just hold up counters forever, you're probably favored against this style of deck. But and I guess this deck is a little bit trying to do that by insouling a thing and then holding up counters, but it also wastes a lot of slots on irrelevant interaction in the game 1 anyway. So,
Yeah, I wonder if it can even take out all this removal and everything. I guess Condemn you still want for Colossus. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. Or maybe
you don't
the
want
game's not about that, and you don't want it.
Surprised it's playing Pyroclasm and not cycling 3 damage on main, but maybe double red is hard to get to.
We do have 2 Orem's Chant in the sideboard. 2 Spell Pierce seem interesting. I'm interested in those. I think that's pretty much it.
A lot of garbage to take in, like Pyroclasm.
Yeah.
No Shattering Blow in all my red deck sideboard.
Oh, we're talking about the Insult. Yeah, but they have really really good answers like Orem's Chant, Spell Pierce. Those are like pretty reasonable. Like answers.
I mean, make a 5/5 and counter the Restore Balances. It's not the worst plan. Seems like it could work. The fact that you have Stubborn Denial lets you make the 5/5 quite early sometimes. Or you can just do it on turn 2 on the play and assume you're not going to die. Everyone just playing artifact tap lands. As far as the eye can see.
This is Penny Dreadful in 2022.
Yeah, apparently the thing to be doing.
I mean, the last time this deck was great, I just like reality rippled these lands into oblivion. Like,
in fact, 3 of the 4 top 4 decks are like mostly tap lands.
You kind of oops most of the tap lands.
Yeah.
Oops, no lands.
Right. Oops, entirely tap lands. And then the Orzhov deck has the best mana in the format.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's going to win, clearly. No red mana for Jeskai, because they could have a mountain. They don't, but they have a Silver Bluff Bridge. I don't know if there are any relevant red cards anyway, to be honest.
Now we gotta hold up a counter forever, or we're getting Restore Balanced.
Yeah, now we lose 3 lands.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The old turn 3
That's a big Colossus, yeah.
Although they did not execute the plan of casting it for free.
And making them interact.
Yeah, although...
Oh yeah, they get loose focused here. I mean, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, maybe it was better to wait a turn. I mean, it depends on the texture of their hand, obviously. Maybe they have to have another Colossus.
It's also not free next turn unless they have...
Right, they need a fourth Quarter Post. Or maybe they have some 4-mana spell. Like maybe they have like a Tezzeret or an Antiquities War.
Oh, they also don't have blue mana. So there would need to be a target for Demonic Dread.
I feel like they might have played an island at some point, but they have been playing a forest, so maybe not.
Yeah, but if they're going to play another border... Oh, no, I guess they could tap anything for that. And then tap the blue and then return. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, this is... I mean, maybe we have Stubborn Denial?
Yeah, we have Stubborn Denial.
Yeah, this is definitely a Stubborn. Turn.
Only 3 cards in hand. Could just be... Fuck it, I'm dying.
Yeah.
You leave Jockle Hops in if you're the Jockle Hops player? I guess you do. Wipes all the border posts.
Yeah, I think it's fine. You probably have too much other bad stuff to cut, so...
There's Demonic Dread, so presumably...
Yeah, so I don't like this.
Play into this just to do 5 damage, but maybe.
We should have probably done what I said before and waited on the Colossus for 1 turn and played it for free, and then...
Yeah. All right. Well, we didn't have Stubborn Denial, but we did have 1 mana interaction.
Yep. That's pretty good.
Now we put them down to 10, and hopefully we have Loose Focus or something for the next go around. And then maybe the next turn, Jockle Hops.
Yeah, Jockle Hops at any time is actually pretty devastating if it resolves.
And they can actually cast Colossus again next turn by floating all the mana and then sacking 2 border posts, but that's a hard road for a creature that can't actually get in. But it does stop the Razor Tide Bridge beats. Oh.
Fuel to the fire. I mean, let's make the 2-turn clock if they have nothing else. They have 1 card left in their hand.
One card in hand.
But it does put the pressure on them.
Yeah, I mean, Tezzeret here is pretty...
Tezzeret buys a turn.
Oh, I can't... Yeah.
That buys 2 turns.
Colossus is pretty bad. Tezzeret is okay. Antiquities War is bad. In fact, lethal. And there we go.
All right, game 3.
Did enough Orange Chant and early beats. That was the tempo version.
Yep.
They have Blue Protez, yeah, that's true.
They had an island in hand. We've seen hit the battlefield and return. I think. Might be.
Picks for game 3 for the match. It seems a really close matchup. I couldn't really tell you.
I think post-board it feels way better for Jeskai. I think they stole the game that they needed to steal in game 1 for the Restore Balance deck, but now it's like it just comes down to like if you have the thing or not. Like, I don't know how
you've only got 8 enablers, right? You've got to mulligan to one of them, then you've got to get the right colors.
Yeah, so like I don't know how you I don't know how you like maneuver your way around this deck like otherwise. Like you can go for the Colossus plan, which is great, but then you get like Condemned or Ousted. They don't have like much ways of interacting with the artifact lands because they don't play anything like Into the Core or anything that can like not cascade into. Like a Dead Gaunt is actually not bad. They could bring in Dead Gaunt and bounce the land. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we did mulligan to 5. I do suspect that this deck is not built correctly in terms of the number. Like people were saying there should be like 14 of basic lands, not 11.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the issue is that there's such a thing as flooding basics. You only ever want to see one.
Yeah, for sure.
But people try and tow it. I don't know. People seem to always end up on like 11 or something, even though
someone
that says 14.
Yeah, so that's what people in the chat were saying was 14. Should be 14 in other formats, but.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that makes sense to me because then you just more than 90% to see one in your opener. It's not the end of the world to draw a second or a third basic land, I don't suppose. It kind of is, I guess, but
yeah.
So do you just go for it here with one open mana up, or you just try to like build your mana base? They can go for Charlotte. They're going for it. Okay, that's the answer to my question.
Well, getting one land out. We're only getting one land out of it, aren't we? Is it even good here?
Oh, we had the Arms Chant. Well, we do Mind Twist them quite a bit, but Arms Chant.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see that.
We did Mold of 4, also worth keeping in mind.
Yeah. So that would have been discard 4 sack a land, which would have been great.
Yeah,
but it was not.
Yeah.
Orange Chart's been pretty good in these. Meanwhile, we had decided some things for our Pyroclasm.
Well, interesting boarded. They boarded this in. That's pretty interesting. I guess it like breaks up the
Pyroclasm, just
there's probably just
something.
It breaks up the Colossus sort of like chain. You can like eat a Colossus with this.
I think it's just that cycle.
Yeah, it cycles too. I mean,
it's just 2 mana cycling with minor upside in its Colossus, and that's better than like infinite creature interaction for the creatures.
I guess the hope here is that the blue deck doesn't actually draw anything here, because I don't think they even have a third land or even like a border post. It's brutal.
Yeah, we were all in on reducing everybody to 2 cards on turn 2.
I mean, once you mold a 4, I think that's what you gotta do.
Oh, you got to jam.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is often the way of PD combo decks, is that there's 8 pieces when you wish there was 12.
Right.
Sort of like, it's like the presence of gone decks.
I'm just curious to see what they mulligan. They mulligan to 4. What they think you're looking for, like a combo piece, or actually just lands and spells? All right, they found the border post. This turns on Demonic Dread. Something to think about.
Well, assuming Jeskai gets through here, and they don't even have red mana, so I don't know why I'm calling them Jeskai.
Spyglass.
It's probably a better final.
What do you name with Spyglass here? I don't think it was actually a Tezzeret, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Tezzeret or a Metalwork Colossus, which we've
already...
is
destroying all the cards he had to bring into this.
I mean, naming Colossus is fine, because you can't do the comeback ability. If they think that stops a border post, they're going to be wrong.
It's got to be Tezzeret.
I've seen really bad Spyglasses before. We'll see if we see another one. I guess I get to see the hand.
They should name you. You are already dead. That's the play.
So I guess looking at the hand is actually really relevant too. If they don't play like probe and stuff, so they can like kind of scope out and see what's up. 2 mana peek. They named Tezzeret. That's probably actually the only thing you can name. That makes sense.
Tezzeret's the schemer.
It'd be funny if they actually did have a Tezzeret in their hand. It's only a 1-of.
Right. They could even cast it this turn if they have a untapped land.
It'd have to be an island, yeah.
Right. No, they can make blue and black.
Well, the 4th land would have to be an island or a swamp. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Oh, they could cast it. Oh, they have I didn't see this Vein Fire. That was the red green.
Maybe Shardless Agent's going all the way. I mean, if we just draw
lanterns
Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Yeah.
Hey, and no red mana.
Ooh, there's one red mana.
Cleansing Wildfires on hand turned on.
This is a 7-turn clock for sure. Crazier things have happened with this like Restore Balance deck. It'd be like only like proper if they had a crazy run again. Got a mull to 4.
Well, they've now played out so many basics that Restore Balance, and they also have a creature, isn't really going to do anything. So they're going to have to win something.
Right, they're going for the Dread Return after playing a
just
land.
To make them discard 3 cards and sacrifice 3 lands. I mean, I guess that's pretty good for 3 mana.
This can't resolve, right? This Restore Balance cannot resolve here. There's no way it resolves, rather.
Presumably not, although...
You could pay for a bunch of Stubborn Denials.
It doesn't end the game.
If they have like Stubborn Denial, they pay for both of those. So if they have like...
Yeah, just tap out for a big lose focus, I guess.
I would imagine that's going to happen.
But they could have a handful of Cleansing Wildfires.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
Just all red cards since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, all red cards in hand.
Yeah, and also they tap their red source. They can't even play like Ricochet Trap if they had a Ricochet Trap. I think, is this resolving? I don't know. It's resolving. Oh my
Whoa. Okay. Game on.
All right. We lose our win con though.
Yeah, they wish they hadn't played out these basics now.
Maybe they thought about that. I was like, this is fine. What am I losing here? They lose 3 cards. Do you lose there?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just let it happen, untap, and make a 5/5.
They discarded 2 Jokel Hubs and a treasure. They discarded Treasure Cruise. That's wild.
Wow. Maybe they have another Treasure Cruise. That would make a lot of sense.
Well, they can't really cast Cruise. I mean, now they can, but...
Yeah, they have one more Cruise in their deck. Now they have double red if they want.
So they were just missing the double red to joggle hops the other player out of the game, basically. Reducing to 0.
I'm just surprised they discarded one of them. Oh, and the Cruise. So, like, everything they have in their hand is way better.
It looks like they're about to Cruise again.
Okay. Yeah, they had another. That only makes sense if they had another Cruise.
Yeah, you don't want both in that spot. Presuming the last card is a counter spell or something like that. Or Emsol on the Sorcerer's Spyglass. Not the beats.
I would say it's on like
here.
I don't know. Failure. Oh my god.
Failure. That's nice on a Treasure Cruise. That's legit.
That's actually they're gonna spell for. Oh, they're gonna Izzet Charm. Oh.
So that means.
I mean, that's fine, right? Because now
you're out. Just have the 3 cards. So now we just need to draw
anything. Literally anything.
Or the Antiquities War or Tezzeret. Well, Tezzeret's not very good.
That's a 1 of Izzet Charm.
Tasty.
Well, I mean, they could have had a lose focus too.
Greater Gargadon. And a Fabricate. Fabricate definitely goes to find.
And Captain Izzet Charm.
Actually, they could find Charlotte's Agent here.
Yeah, they could do Charlotte's Agent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they did. Is it good though?
I don't know.
It destroys a land.
Okay, hold on. Because they have the Gargadon out, they've exiled the Gargadon.
Oh, okay.
And now they can eat all their land. Yeah, so they eat all the lands and just kind of stone right. I think you just go for it, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not getting any.
But don't you have to like sacrifice all your lands before this resolves?
Yeah, well, you can put the Restore Balance on the stack and then sack all your lands, but they still
have an opportunity to counter it.
Yeah. Like you won't know. You have to sack your lands at some point. So, I mean, you do get to know if they Orms chant you here or not. I guess that's the one thing you do get to know.
Yeah.
Second from the top here, the Restore Balance.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't draw it. They don't have any ability to suspend it.
That's true. There are no white sources.
This is wild.
This is a great game.
It's a good game.
This is definitely like again the first balance that keeps delivering.
Not been decks firing on all cylinders exactly, but
that's what Magic's all about. It's like when the game slows down, the cyborg games, it's about like how you like piece together your wins. That's like real Magic to me. And also, am I get a combo mirror? Like we haven't had a combo, since like combo against like 21, I think, or 23. I can't remember. Whenever Eggs won,
it was. Well, Eggs was in the final against Infinity.
Though, wait, so when the last time we had a double combo finish? I don't remember.
I don't know. We had Oops against like Jeskai Ascendancy, but that was a semifinal.
Okay, maybe I was thinking about that. All right, Restore Balance on the stack. Do they have some sort of counter spell? Loose Focus would be really good here. Stubborn
Now doesn't hold. They didn't hold priority. All
right. Looks like
they didn't go for it entirely, and it was probably correct.
So the last card could be like you could like Ricochet Trap one Loose Focus to the other Loose Focus. I think.
True.
Okay, we got a win comeback.
Yeah.
Well, Gargadon's not bad either.
Yeah. Soon we will also have a 9/7 to go with our Grizzly Bear.
Well, maybe we want to attend sooner. The Grizzly Bear has to take the price. So what life total do you use a removal spell on the Shardless Agent?
Did he have another? Okay. Let's see. Oh, big draw here. It's actually huge.
Pretty legit.
If anything, it just fixes their mana base a little more. Man, that could spell pierce. Wow, they were just on mono counter spells. This is actually
very situational counter spells that only just got there.
This is the best spot to be in if you're the Oops player, because if you've already all you need is like resolve something eventually. They haven't like threatened your life total at all. Like they've already discarded all the Joggle Hopses. They have 2 in their deck, so if you're like certain about it, like they're definitely like if they know about the list, they definitely know that they're not worried about Joggle Hops now. Even Joggle Hops won't be that great with the Greater Gargadon on the suspend anyway.
That's true.
I guess like the out here is like overloaded Rise and Shine. You have a lot of time to do this, but then you kind of get blown out by another like Restore Balance.
Okay, we're doing something.
All right, big Colossus here. The hits keep coming.
Not irrelevant.
Yeah, they keep top decking just stuff. This is a lethal attacker if they need it.
You are right though that even just like an End Soul would be pretty good because they would just block forever.
Mm.
I mean, not anymore, but previously.
I mean, they're only on 2 cards. That Restore Balance did resolve and make them discard 3 and lose 3 lands. Like
they've been Restore Balance. They play 4
ducking and weaving successfully, but
unless they board out some
Restore Balance because the Orim's Chant ones don't get
right.
Right.
And they have presumably they have 4 in their
deck. Do they go on
the
bottom of the library?
Yeah, if you cast it, they're not exiled. They just shuffle it back in. You shuffle the pile that you revealed, and you put it on the bottom of the library.
Yeah. So there's still 2 in the deck.
All right, so this Colossus is coming in. Gargadon's on 6. This is a lethal attack.
When are we going all in on Gargadon, which is lethal?
So, I guess even if this gets condemned or something, I think this might do a bunch of damage. Okay, that's it.
On the Moldifor.
Oh my gosh. This is a Moldifor! The Cinderella story continues for this Restore Balance deck. Gonna play against Oops all spells into the finals.
Yeah. What does it have against the being killed turn 2 by Oops all spells? Not very much.
Yeah, I think the Restore Balance deck is picking up a lot of equity by attacking from an angle that people aren't prepared for. And against Oops, that's not really going to matter
because it doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be maybe the fastest finals. But and then yeah. This might be the fastest finals of the PD500, but we'll see. It's going to be Oops All Spells.
Oh, that's right. The combo final was Infect versus Oops, right? But Infect won. That was
right.
like 20.
That was 21, I think. I think that was
21. Yeah.
I won
Infect
22.
probably had counter spells.
Yeah, they did. I guess, but Infect is considered a combo deck in most.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Is it like aggro combo or just combo?
I don't know. We could consider it tempo too. I mean, a lot of people play Infect like a tempo deck, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the Legacy version, you play Daze and Force of Will, and stop them doing their thing.
Your
sometimes you just chip it.
Yeah, your Vines of the Vastwood is kind of a counter spell, So
yeah, you use it to keep your Noble Hierarch alive.
Yeah.
The crazy finals. I'm actually like
good matches in top 8.
Yeah, this is actually pretty crazy how like, despite everything, I think this Restore Balance deck is like overperformed.
Yeah. Used all parts of the Buffalo to win that last one on the multiple.
Again, like it's that same thing where it's like I'm just top decking threats every turn somehow.
Yeah.
It's like you can counter all this stuff, but eventually I will stick something. It's not just like Hypergenesis where you just all in on the Cascade. If you don't get it, then I'm trying to cast these like stupid like 6 drops.
Then you need to wait until turn 12 when you have the mana to cast the Garden Hellcat.
Exactly. But here we go. Oops is going to be on the play here for this last game. It's going to make a difference. They're both mulliganing.
Oh, yeah. It's a bad die roll to lose.
Right. Zero interaction game 1.
They're both mulliganing to 8 obs.
Ugh.
I mean, if they go like turn 2, like if they fade the turn 2 kill and they go like turn 2 Restore Balance, I could see them winning.
Yeah, I mean, you mulligan to a hand that does the thing in Oops, right?
Yeah.
You don't mulligan to a hand that has a bunch of spare lands.
Yeah.
So if you don't do the thing before all your lands get destroyed, then you could be in trouble. You might do nothing for the rest of the game.
And the thing is that like the like interaction air quotes that like Oops has, like Duress Dreadfuge, doesn't hit anything immediately.
Sure. Right.
So it's like
can take away a Demonic Dread maybe.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, Duress does take Demonic Dread, but Dreadfuge just misses.
Dreadfuge misses the entire deck.
It just misses the entire deck here.
The entire deck and sideboard have no legal targets for Dreadfuge.
So like, oh, they took Restore Balance. It hit.
But we're about to get Shardless Agent. Do we?
So you have Island. Yeah, there's
I don't know
a Spirit
about playing
guy.
out this land here. I guess you get to keep a land. So
yeah, so they keep the black source.
Yeah,
so you can go Island, Spirit Guide here, Shardless Agent, wipe everything.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a point in playing out that land, honestly.
Oh man, Simeon Spirit Guide needs to be. This is a Simeon Spirit Guide mirror match, by the way. Obviously.
Yeah, right. One of the more broken legal cards.
Yeah,
abandoned on. What does this do? It destroys a land, makes them discard a card, and puts a 2/2 into play. It's not the best Restore Balance we've seen today.
You could, if you draw a red source, you could gone your own Shardless Agent. Oh no, it's you don't control. Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
that'd be too good. Like what? Like 3 mana. Like what is it? Unsummon for red. I think it's way too good.
Yeah, I do think that Oops has been the brokenest evergreen deck ever since those stupid double-faced lands got printed, and we get it every season. It's not really surprising.
I think its playability varies based on whether we have Dark Ritual or not. So,
yeah, Dark Ritual and Narc.
They have a question.
When it's like a turn 5 deck.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
They have a question about Victus has what do you pick which one to keep or do you pick which one to sack? I think you pick with the keep.
Yeah, you pick the keep. It says chooses number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player, then sacrifices the rest. You pick the keep.
This makes a difference too, because you want to keep the black land.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there you go.
So playing out this land was probably. I mean, they would have had to discard one more card, but I don't know. Yeah, it was probably
I think it was a
pointless to
great.
play that.
Yeah, this was great to play that land actually, because they can have like double dark ritual and they can still do the thing here. And
Well,
it's a
no,
crazy.
there was. I'm saying there wasn't a point in playing it out because like you could have just discarded it.
So now Dendem has to take advantage of the fact that Viticultius has no land drop by killing him.
This is game one.
Instead, he's going to make 2 border posts.
Well, if you have a Metalwork Colossus next turn, you could be fast.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
All right, there's a second land, so they have Dark Ritual 4-drop, and that's game. They're not going to kill them immediately.
Hopefully, I mean, if we have a Dread return here, then we get to double Stone Rain them, and then we probably.
I mean, demonic.
Yeah, demonic dread here, yeah, or another Shardless, I suppose.
Yeah, you definitely have to, like, if you have it, you do it, right?
Oh yeah.
Did they play the land? Why would you? Oh, you had to have a blue source. Oh, okay.
Blue. He had a border post in hand. He could have picked it back up again after floating.
This makes them discard 2 cards, and they lose another land. Are they doing it? Oh my god. They're doing it.
I don't think so, because they don't have a win condition. Like,
what did they discard? They discarded Dread Return. Oh, they had a Dread Return in their hand and a Spirit Guide. Okay. Alright, Duress. A real card here. We get to see what's in Dendem's hand.
If you took a Fabricate.
That's actually great. That's a great card to take. They left Dead Gone, which is kind of useless in this matchup.
How many Restore Balance do they have in hand? Or just one?
Yeah, 1 left.
Yeah.
We top deck something.
Antiquity.
War. Oh, big turn.
This is a nail biter then.
Alright, so...
presumably Antiquity is...
And they found a Colossus.
Yeah, can't cast it, though.
No, it's cost 2 to cast here. But that will speed up the clock. That's actually a 2-turn clock. They played the Colossus here. Oh, no, wait, because the Antiquities... Well, the Antiquities were no matter what is 2.
Yeah, we were already at 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
We're actually shrinking our Colossus again.
Again. So inefficient. Alright. I mean, they could still build up a double Dark Ritual, Balustrade Spy hand and still win this game.
Presumably their hand is like Balustrade Spy, Dark Ritual.
Yeah, you gotta hope for another Dark Ritual here.
They chose what to discard.
But
wow.
all they have is tap.
Alright! That's it. That's unexpected.
Oh, you're so excited. I'm so excited about... I don't know why I'm excited about this balance deck. It's like the Cinderella story of the tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it happened exactly like I said, though. Like, you don't keep a hand with loads of lands because you're just trying to do the thing.
And we are a 4 Raft Trap gamer post board. Failure to Comply is also a real card here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for, like I said, for Dendem, they've got the Ravenous Trap. You have to play Ravenous Trap if you're any sort of, like, cascading spell deck. That's the only card relevant. Failure to Comply, it's another good spell. I don't think there's much else. I don't think you could, like, Dead Gone the... I don't think you have time to, like, Dead Gone a zombie or something like that. It's probably, like, no room. Void Snare seems okay at slowing down maybe like the border post here for the oops side. They can also play Ancient Grudge. That seems pretty great. But yeah, they have to keep in the duresses. They can't really play Dreadfuge unless they play like a super long game where they pay for the cleave. Repeal is probably way too slow for this matchup too. But you could play the Lawless Giant, so you can cut a lot of these like random fluff cards. And just bring in Lava Giant. They're never gaining life, right?
Well, you got to cut your duresses as well.
The duress.
Sorry, your Dreadfuge. Your Dreadfuge.
So... the Ancient Grudge is like a Stone Rain. Repeals like kind of.
And you got to take the Dreadfuges out because they do absolutely nothing. So that's about it. That's about your sideboard, I'd say.
Yeah. Or they could just like turn 2 natural kill them. But like Can you really do it without a duress first? You have to see their hand, right?
No, I think you go for it.
You just always go for it.
That's the oops life. You know, how many sideboard cards has your opponent got? Like maybe 6. And in this case, maximum like 4 through hate cards. So the chances are they don't have it. You can't mulligan to a 4 of. They did keep a 7, which is bad for their chances.
All right, slower start here from the oops player, but they have 2 lands this time.
Yeah, they're going to untap with 2 lands for the first time in this match. So this might be good enough.
All right, they're going for it. They're just gonna they're gonna rock and roll.
It's Ravenous Trap or bust.
Yeah, this is it. This is gonna be the game here, and maybe the deciding match.
7 of 58 cards. You kept the 7. This makes it slightly better than 7 and 58 chance.
All right, here comes Narcomoebas. Right? Do we have the Ravenous Trap?
You cast it here, right?
I think so. I guess you could respond to Dread Return. I don't know what's better.
Either one wins the game, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they don't even have like one of those other cards that shuffles back in.
Yeah, no like Dark Chill Colossus or anything like that. It's so good. All right, they got a Dread Return. Do they have the Ravenous Trap? Do they sandbag this Ravenous Trap this long?
Slow rolling it. Slow rolling all
more slow rolls.
I mean, they're definitely thinking about something. They're trying to figure out how to cast it for the alternate cost.
Are they wondering what they could lose to here? How can it get blown out? I guess you get to look at their sideboard plan. So they brought in Void Snare for sure.
Maybe just looking at the.
They did bring in the Void Snares
and the Ancient Grudge.
Yeah, they kept with the Wizard plan. So they kept
it
with
looks like they made
plan.
the exact sideboarding I said, right? They just took out the Dread Fuses for Ancient Grudges.
Yeah.
Put 1 Ancient Grudge and 3 Void Snare.
Yeah, that seems fine. I think it's resolving. They're just paying for a cost.
He was checking something, paying costs for something.
Maybe they just clicked on a card by accident.
Maybe.
All right, I think it's resolving. Okay, here we go. Angels of Glory's Rise. Again, they can still do it here.
We can still do it.
It's not
too late. It's not too late for the glorious victory of Restore.
Okay, I think we're good.
It's too late.
And they can't even like dead gone the Lab Maniac. Okay, game 3.
No.
We still. So if you're like, I think you just have to mulligan
the fast mana.
You just have to mulligan the Ravenous Trap, right? You just have to, right? That's why I feel these matchups are like. They won on a mull to 4. Of course they could do it. Before you answer.
I don't know. I always lose to oops.
I'm 5-1 against oops this season, so I've always mulliganed to the thing. And I've always mulliganed to the thing.
Counter spells and lose anyway. I only had 6 pieces of hate.
Alright, oops is taking them all. Dendam kept 7.
7. But we already know he's prepared to keep a 7 that doesn't have Ravenous Trap. Game 2.
Yeah, but what are the odds of that happening twice? Come on.
Alright.
Well, this time we'll have the half trap, and they'll
the $130 first prize.
They'll have the duress for the raft trap this time. That's just how this game works.
Yeah.
Yep. Making some border posts. I've got to say, this feels better against some.
I will say, like, trying to mulligan to the thing is kind of weird, because, like, you could draw, like, all border posts and no lands, or all lands, no border posts, and your hands gets really awkward.
You're already mulliganing to an 8 of and a basic land, of which you only have 10 something, in order for your deck to function.
It's true.
You maybe can't afford to look for graveyard hate.
It's true. Conversely, like...
Oh, I think they're going for it. I think it's the Charlotte's agent here.
Looks like it. Yeah, we're just blowing up a land, making you discard a card.
Stone Rain you.
Not the best, but maybe good enough. Yeah.
They still have Dead Gone in their deck. That's interesting. I guess there's not much to board out.
Yeah, maybe they just don't have enough to board out. We did cascade past our Rav Trap, so the jig is up.
Oh no, they did bring it in. Oh no.
if we were wondering.
I mean, in game 1, drawing up 1 land was enough, right? But
I would think they would take out Dead Gones for like Ravenous Trap. What else would they take out here? Like Tezzeret, I guess it's kind of slow, but it's like maybe they think they can bounce something in between or something. I don't know. There's not enough time.
Well, you can sometimes, if they draw too many Narcomoebas, you can sometimes get them, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah, that's super corner case for sure.
Yeah.
And like unlike other like
2/2 beats isn't gonna do it.
Yeah, like unlike other games where we're talking like, oh, this is really good. When you do the thing, it's not always great.
They discarded his army. I mean, it was to their benefit.
Well, they have like Phantasmal Rain in their deck, so
block 1 land, make a 2/2, right? 3 mana 2/2 that's Stone Reach.
So we probably don't have Metalwork Colossus because we would have cast it.
Here's Duress. So if we did have Ravenous Trap, we don't have it anymore.
It's gonna be one of those nail biters again, isn't it? Where they start playing like Black Loop Rogues.
Double Rav Trap.
Oh my goodness!
We took the Demonic Dread. Okay, well you can also. Demonic Dread. Wait. Do you just cast a Rav Trap here, hard cast it, and exile the Azami? I don't know. I guess it's not that good because, well, maybe it's good. I don't know.
It's an instant. You just do it on their end step, right?
Yeah. You could do that.
If they didn't, okay. So if you saw like, you didn't see their sideboarded plan. No, you did, but you saw they didn't play Lava's Giant, right? If you kind of noticed that.
Well, they can like. I guess what they can do is they can make the Angel and then wait a turn cycle.
Yeah,
so
they just wait till
oh yeah.
Step. Now your Dead Gone is good, but that's not that exciting.
Right.
They're playing the Spirit Guide.
I mean, I think that's correct.
Yeah, I love it.
I got double Rav Trap and 4 power.
Oh, here comes. They gotta have a Black Room. Black Room just blows up the spores.
All right. Oh, that's a 2/3.
It's a 2/3. That's
That's a problem.
But we're saying you could hard cast it. They have double black, so they could just hard cast it for 4 mana. Merpatty. Like they have the forest in their hand.
Yeah.
I think so. Like their hand's like double forest or forest restore balance double Rav Trap right now. So they could just cast one.
No, we're talking about we're talking about hard casting.
Like hard cast.
Yeah.
There's that forest. This is great. This is real magic here. 2/3s against 2/2s. They're going in.
What?
Well, this is great because like you want to get like
this is a bad play in limited, I would say.
Yeah, but with restore balance, you kind of have to do this. So it's like you want to get rid of all your creatures.
I've played a few games of limited, and usually I avoid doing this, but
they're gonna play the battleships. They're gonna mill their opponent this time.
Yeah,
they're definitely gonna target Den.
Oh, but they might hit a Metalwork Colossus.
Oh, yeah. There's not a lot of lands in this. There's only 11 basics.
There's only 9 lands left in that deck.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they hit another Rav Trap. Antiquities War in the Forest. That's so funny.
We know where 3.
That's actually great to hit the Antiquities War here.
All right, we're racing with our 2/3s.
2/3 beat down.
Oh, this is magic. This is magic. You definitely attack. No, you definitely attack the Charlization then, right? The Charlization getting. There's the white source for the balance, so now they can start suspending.
You're talking about suspending the balance.
Yeah, suspending.
Oh my god, that's a long-term plan.
I mean, I think you wait a turn.
It has to spend 6.
You get to chump block once. It's better than attacking, I think.
Yeah, but now there's like a 2/3 flyer. Yeah, you're right. It's like better. They'll never just take it, right?
Yeah.
Because the race is on their side. They have a 9-turn clock versus... Oh, no, the 7-turn clock. But no, this is... Oh, I'm sorry. No, 4. It's 4. I can't do math. 5 versus 7. So, yeah, you just sit back. It's been a long day. All right, Duress takes another... Oh, I would take the balance, right? I think you just take balance here?
Spend 6.
Like now, well, now taking the.
Now they took They have double balance. Wow, what a terrible draw. I think they're about to play the Tangled Floridian or whatever. The 2 mana like add a green or something like that.
First we get in for 4.
I think you got to block here.
You have to block, yeah, because if you draw a Cascader, you just like blow up everything, right?
Yeah. Okay, they didn't play the floor heater, and if they had it.
So there's one more restore balance. They drew that. So there's one more restore balance. They should
suspend it.
God, suspend it. Yeah.
Not doing anything else.
But it's 4 turns, right? They have 4-turn clock. It's
here's the rogue. The opponent has 8 cards in their graveyard. I think this is huge, right? Oh, they have exactly 8. This is a 2-turn clock.
Gonna have to Rab Trap himself.
Yeah, gonna have to Rab Trap yourself.
They have one more. There's one more. One more turn here. I can't do math all day today. This is great.
Cascader is a very good draw.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good top decks here.
That's not it.
No.
Suspend another balance. There's one more balance in the deck. The Rab Trap is holding back any sort of
I don't like playing out
Graver shenanigans. I don't either, I agree. I think you want the max value out of all this.
Yeah.
So funny, worst case, they could just start milling with the Undercity Informer, even if they resolve a balance. They could get a lot of cards out of their deck if they get lucky. The hard cast Maniac, let's go. Yeah. I don't like that, by the way. But you might as well. They could play like a bunch of blockers here or something. I don't know. You don't know what's in the deck.
This medium bad Gate Crash draft deck is winning.
Hardcast Maniac does beat Rab Trap. That's true. Cool. So, they can actually mill now. Now that they have the Maniac, they can actually mill themselves, and the Rab Trap doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. They just have it in like 2 different ways now.
Yeah.
That's wild. All right, let's go. Oops. Doing it the hard way. 2-1 over Restore Balance.
I'll do it as the best deck.
Yeah, it's probably the best deck. I mean, it does. Everyone does play like 7 sideboard slots for it, but that just shows that it's the best deck, right?
Yeah, Addendum really had a great run though. It's like I guess just live by the draw, die by the draw. They had it all, like all the answers, but you could just play out these idiots, and all of a sudden, I think they really drew like 2 restore balances, 3 actually. They drew 1, they got 1 discarded, and they drew 2 more.
Yeah, drawing any is a disaster, and
oh no, wait, this is the one they cast, but yeah, they drew 2 of them. It's just kind of rough. Huh. Well then, fun tournament.
Are we going to run down the top decks?
Yeah, we can do that. I got nothing but time now. All right. All right. So, start with the first place winner. Oops, all spells. This is the blue version. From
what's blue about it?
Sir House. I think it's like just blue.
That it can cast Nakamittas.
Yeah, I think they have like a zombie and Lab Maniac. Most of the most popular versions were like Lawless Trolling or Gianting or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is like the Angels of Glory's Rise, sort of like Lab Maniac kill, which gets around like life gaining stuff.
But you don't have to play blue lands to play that kill. But I guess.
No, I think the blue part comes in the sideboard. Like Void Snare is pretty great. It's a pretty just like really solid answer to a lot of different cards. Repeal. I don't know what else to say about this deck. They didn't play a lot of Pit That Prisms. I don't know if there's like
this deck is somewhat solved at this point, right? Like, I mean, it's been existing. Like, I mean, it changes from season to season a little bit, but the general core is pretty
Narcomoeba is definitely like the catalyst for this deck. If you don't have Narcomoeba, you don't have a deck, really. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Not even. Well, some people like goofed around with like Dredge Tape Zombie or like
or Haunted Dead.
Yeah, but And they have,
But
I think they had an audit dead.
It is a serious it's a serious power down if they don't have the Narcomoeba.
Yeah, every time they have a Narcomoeba, it's like this deck just like gets a gigantic boost. They only lost, funnily enough, I think the Hypergenesis. They only lost to Hypergenesis.
Yeah, they lost Hypergenesis in round 3 and they went 9-1.
Yeah, this has to be a terrible Hypergenesis matchup for the that has to be terrible. They beat everyone else. Let's see. This is Esper. Is it turns red deck? Is it what is this Blitz? Oh, this is literal. Is it Blitzkrieg? Upheaval. So they were playing Upheaval. Okay, I was really weird about this deck.
Yeah.
Upheaval, and then they beat Cycling, which was interesting. And then they
I think
beat Cycling and they're winning in against that Ravina who said, "Oops, it's not good."
Yeah. He was very vocal about telling everyone that Oops is unplayable, and was then dream crushed by Oops, as that's how karma works.
Yeah, beat the Jugglehobs, This is a crazy beating the mid-range deck was a weird match to watch. I think they just didn't understand what was happening.
Nuts. Yeah. They also just had them turn 2 nuts about 2 games in a row. Also.
Yeah. And I think that's the power of the deck. Dark Ritual, hell of a card, really just enables all sorts of. If anything, like Dark Ritual is probably the bigger enabler because it's always going to be around. It really will. I think it's going away anytime soon.
There was one random season where we didn't get it. I remember, and I don't know if this was the reason, but that was when we started doing Limitless, and I bought a bunch of Dark Rituals, and then I don't know if that was the reason though.
Well, they didn't really play the Sprite Dragon version, although not the Delver Sprite Dragon-y. I don't know. All right, let's see. Second place, Restore Balance. Dendem was the hero of this deck. They definitely were piloting this for the longest time. Let me look at their stats. I think they tried other decks, but every time I saw them in tournament, they were playing this deck.
Yeah, I think that this does benefit quite a bit from attacking from an angle that people aren't paired, I guess.
Well, their only losses were to Oops All Spells and Oops All Spells.
No, that's actually a Jockelhops deck where Patty's just trolling with the naming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was playing Grixis.
Yeah, I don't know. This deck seems cool. It seems solid. I don't think it's so I guess we can so there's you can do Hypergenesis stuff or you can do Restore Balance stuff with your Cascade. I think this one is probably like we talked about. It might be a little better than Hypergenesis, just because you have more game plans if your Cascade game plan is turned off somehow.
Yeah, but your Cascade game plan doesn't necessarily win you the game.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's right, but I mean, there are times when Hypergenesis Cascade plan also doesn't always win them the game. So
experience.
I mean, I some of the ways that deck was built was really weird to me. That's why I tried to the way I tried to build Hypergenesis were your 3-card pile is supposed to kill you in some way, if not on the same turn, the next turn, which is why I got away from just attacking in the red zone with Daragaz Reincarnated or was it Hellkite Overlord or whatever, and just try to lock people out with Yosei or just kill people with a bunch of cloned Bogard Hellkite, something like that.
Right.
But the second difference, when you do the thing, you're slightly ahead, but not really. It's really awkward.
Yeah, you create these. I mean, I guess this is true for balance, the actual card balance also, but you create it's a little bit like smallpox. You create these low resource games where you start having to do nickel and diming stuff, and sometimes you just go over the top of the Metalwork Colossus or a Gargadon. But yeah, it is you kind of it's not you win. You just create a very weird game state that's actually very entertaining to watch for other people, which is cool.
Yeah, and I mean, just putting your opponent down to one land and tapping and playing Antiquities War gives them a pretty hard puzzle to solve. Or Colossus.
Yeah, it's I mean, when Restore Balance is Armageddon plus Wrath of God one-sided, it's great, right?
Yeah.
Plus Armageddon.
Plus Mind Twist.
Yeah, Armageddon plus Mind Twist plus Wrath of God. That's the best bet. And then you have 3 just random dual lands in play. That's what you want to see. I don't.
It's cool that it made such a big run.
Yeah, That's just like
I think this is a good deck. I think that like you probably could tune like it's not clear that like it feels like 11 lands was just like randomly decided to be the number.
Yeah, you could cut 2 Greater Gargadons for 2 lands.
yeah, like and in like Painting Job they're 43 and 27 with this archetype this season, so 61% win rate. So they knew what they were doing. I don't think their list changed very much, but definitely this is one of those like experience based off sort of decks where it's like you just play, I don't know, you just play it over and over again.
I think that in the game, like we were just talking about in the games where you create these like low resource kind of situations, it's definitely like there's a lot of like leveraging like decisions, I guess.
Yeah, like when to play the land, when not to play the land. Like we were just questioning everything every time, but it worked, and it worked out almost till the end.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Too many windows open again. All right. Top 4. This is black white main range. I actually thought this was the best deck in the format. And I never said it out loud, but this is like if like the top like if I had like a list of like top 3 decks, I would have said like oops, is it tempo, and then this deck. And I'm not surprised to see this in the top.
It seems very mediocre to me. But it kept winning, so it just like
it's the jund. It's just the jund of the format. It's just junding. They're just junding people.
48% against everything.
Yeah. I that's true. Yeah, this is jund. You're right. You got your Obsidat is your Tarmogoyf.
Right. Like
so you create your Legion Angel is also your Tarmogoyf. I guess I can't like every time my opponent casts Legion Angel, I'm like, what? I would be so much sadder if you cast a Lingering Souls, but I guess
I actually think Legion Angel is great.
I mean, I think this deck is just good against decks that Wasteland Strangler is good against, right?
Maybe that may be true.
Like if you take their 1 removal spell with your Sculler and then you put their removal spell in the graveyard and kill their best creature on turns 2 and 3.
Yes.
Then you're in a great spot.
Well, I think it's you that's true. Yeah.
They 3/2 on turn 3.
They had a very interesting like run too. It's like they beat
Wasteland Strangler is your Liliana of the Veil, I guess.
Think about like this is such a they beat the blue red like Aria spell deck from M-Dog. They beat Goblins Upheaval, the blue green Upheaval elf deck. They lost to the Grixis Jogos, and then they beat like I guess a 4-color mid range. I'm gonna say. I don't know what this deck is. It's some pile because it's Wizardius, but it's like it's like 4-color mid range, and then it's like they lost to Swift Warkite, but they still made top 8. They squeaked in at 8. And then they beat Swift Warkite playing Cycling. And then they lost the Oops deck because they took like the exact wrong cards.
Seems hard to win with this game, this deck against Cycling. Although I will say there are 8 monsters in the main deck.
Yeah, watch Wonder here.
I do think the card
all of their creatures die pretty.
Obsidat specifically is good against Cycling, I think. But I don't know if that's enough to carry the matchup.
Is it? I mean, like, if they have, like, something like... I guess if you own an open board, sure. But if they have something like... if they have, like, a Valiant Respirator going, how do you, like, chip in? You can't really chip in, right?
Yeah, I guess. But like,
I mean, you have to win with mediocre. I guess Legion Angel flies over.
I wish we actually would have watched this match here. Because I really want to see what went down. That might have been, like... Maybe it's something to look at the logs about. But that was... crazy that they kind of like got through this. Yeah, I agree that Obsidat, like trying to resolve a 5-drop against like aggro slide that doesn't like stop anything that your opponent's doing is like not even worth it. Like when my 5-drops, I want to have like I don't know, like Orbs of Warding where I can't get hit with Zenith Flare or like 1/1s or something like that. But yeah, I actually love Hush Grip on the sideboard, even though like stops. Yeah, wait a minute. This stops like half your cards. This stops Strangler, Sculler. This stops like every card. So are you just bringing it in against like Hypergenesis? I don't understand why you're bringing in Hushwing Grip. Where are you? It stops every card. It stops every card here. Wait, why?
You want to be fair.
You just want to start playing vanilla creatures.
2/2s for 2 and 2.
What is happening? I actually don't understand. But results, right? We're results oriented here.
Yeah.
I do like Hallowed Moonlight though. Hallowed Moonlight's always a great card to see as a 1-of. At worst, it cycles. At best, it destroys your opponent. Like, this is great to see against like Oops All Spells game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card seems okay. Cycles.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of a bit dirtly to begin with. I don't know how much dirtly you would be doing, but
Yeah,
I guess you always have a discard spell on turn 2.
Yeah,
So.
you always just want to curve out and hope to kill, I guess. All right, 4th place is
You always have a
Jeskai and
discard
Soul.
spell on turn 2, but you got to remember to take the Dark Ritual.
This is Jeskai and Soul from Rental Out. This is Shadow Waterless. This is
2 Denic just to turn on their removal.
Right. Yeah, that's a little.
I think Denic is awesome. It's a 2/3 that. So for
I mean, it does have flashback, so I guess you're not turning on their removal.
Can't see it because of gathering is stupid.
To be in deck where all of the creatures are indestructible.
I mean, it's like it's like a concession to like Oops. You just play it on turn 2,
and then you juggle opposite, and then you flash it back.
Well, I mean, this is just I think it's just fine against like aggro. You just block. It's a 2/3 lifelinker, so it's not gonna die anytime soon. You play it against Oops game 1, and they just like, all right, I guess we'll go to game 2. So it has like some merit to it. But yeah, this I think we talked about this earlier, where the deck is like all over the place, but somehow works out.
I mean, it reads pretty much
like a what? You cut off there.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. You're cutting out.
I was just saying it reads mostly like a control deck to me. Like it has 8 cards that turn your lands into indestructible creatures, which is obviously a bit weird. It's all removal and card draw and counterspell. Other than that.
Yeah, we're in rotation right now to answer your question, but so now we started the rotation. So the next Fridays.
You can still play. You can still play league matches. And
basically
tomorrow's tournament will also be this season.
Yeah, so we're starting. This is the last week of like season 24. Basically, the late duck period.
Thursday midnight Pacific is when we switch over.
Prizes you can still earn prizes too. We still pay out, so definitely if you want to play your old decks. Explain how rotation works. Baker, can you explain how rotation works?
Yeah, so we check the prices with MTGO traders every hour for which is a week.
Put the mic towards your mouth. You're just like
anything that's. Oh, I don't know. I've got my AirPods in, so I don't know. Same as always, but I guess there's some internet confusion. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Start over.
Yeah, so we check every hour for a week, and anything that's 2 cents or less half the time or more is legal next season. So that's being checked right now, and it finishes at midnight Pacific. There you go.
Yeah, and the check started last night, so at 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, whatever, PDT. So it's already started. But yeah, getting back to this deck, just
I don't like that there's 2 Loose Focus and 1 Mana Leak, and 1 Pyroclasm and 1 Shatter the Sky. Seems a little random. I don't think
do people just not like hard counters? Like,
I don't know. I mean, Loose Focus is just so much better than Mana Leak. I mean, you could play Memory Lapse also. It's pretty fine in this deck.
Yeah, but, I don't know.
But I think that
maybe it's one of those like those decks with ponders. Like, well, I'm gonna see a bunch of cards eventually. So
yeah.
But you only have ponder. And like, is it?
Yeah, there's some tuning that could be done here. I mean, it's doing something powerful, obviously, because it's in the top 4. But
yeah, like I like Baker's versions of like Hops, where it's just like 4 of everything. It's like you just like play Battle Cruiser. Well. Yeah, those are like funny lists to me. There's like 2 camps. I love 4 Combust in a sideboard, just a Delver sort of hate. I was doing this a lot in like red deck sideboards.
Sprite Dragon.
Just start with 4 Combust. I don't want to lose this deck. Shatter's great when you have an Ensouled thing. Yeah, this is a pretty reasonable. Like Pariah is for like when if they can never kill your artifact land, you just Pariah the thing, and all of a sudden you don't take any more damage.
It's interesting to have one in the sideboard because I figure almost every deck is bringing in some kind of answer.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
There's one in the main, which I think makes sense
Yeah.
because you can steal game once.
I'm actually surprised they're not playing like Warship. Warship seems pretty great too. It's a separate sort of thing, but it only works when you have like Rhyshine controller effect, I guess. So like they're the same card in a way. Let's see. So that's a top 4. We'll go to top 8. One of 2 aggro slides. We'll probably just do them both at the same time. So Swift Warkite was undefeated on Emerald, lost round 1, and tried to do the J Mecha, but they lost in top 8. You can't lose when you do that. It's like wrong. I don't know if the lists are like almost this. Okay, the lists are a little different sideboard wise,
the sideboards are different. Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, this deck has been around since like when did this debut? Season 16?
Oh, isn't that long ago?
Yeah.
I just noticed Swift Warkite had a Swift Warkite in their sideboard, so props for that.
Did they? Oh my god. That's just a waste.
I do think Swift put a little more thought into their sideboarding there. I think that I like the way their sideboard looks a little more of it, other than the meme. I would like to see some Orim's chance. Seemed like it would shore up some of the weaknesses a little more than some of the other stuff that's happening here. I don't know what the point of these price of progresses is, for example. But
they played 0 graveyard hate.
That's also a little sus, I guess. Yep.
No wonder they. I mean, I guess what would they lose to? They didn't see a single Oops player, so they lost to Orzhov.
They made the right decision then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started season 16 because 15 was the gate season, so 16 started 2-cent season, and that's when like
the Emerald list had 4 Rive Trap.
Yeah, so I actually disagree with you now that they played 0 graveyard hate. That's just like a weird concession to like what the meta was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like disrespecting Oops that much. Like even if you think it's not going to be super popular, which it actually wasn't that popular. It was like maybe like 4 or 5 people, maybe 3 only. I don't know. I didn't look that carefully.
It's like the best combo deck. I think you have to respect it.
Have we had a 500 that didn't have cycling in top 8? Yeah, we've had plenty of them actually. I think it's actually pretty rare for cycling to. A lot of times, cycling also like only shows up from the 500, which is kind of weird.
Right, like the first 2 500s, like the first one was won by cycling. The second one, there were 2 cycling in the top. I mean, one made the finals, but they didn't win. You know, it's 18. We don't know what happened in 18, but but yeah, I think other than that, let's look it up.
We haven't seen too much cycling in the 500s.
Yeah, like the deck comes and goes. Let's see, 19 was, I want to say red deck or not. 19 was the red deck season, so there's
19 was
no one played cycling. Yeah, no one played cycling. That was like the Hermit Druid season too. 20 was eggs.
20 was eggs and affinity. We didn't have any cycling, and even the top 16. I'm looking at it now. 21 was like the hot shot season, maybe? Or Infect.
No, 21 was Infect versus Oops.
Oops, yeah. There was no cycling even in the top 16 either.
Right. Again, like I said, it's one of those decks that's like you pick it up because you maybe want to win or something.
I think you know where it stays the same power level, but when the season gets more powerful.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's true.
It drops off tier 1. Right? So this season is on the lower end compared to last season, for example.
Yeah. 22, there was one in the top 16.
One in the top 16 and 22.
But again, you know what happened in 22. The real ones know.
Vegas,
the real ones know. 23, that was a snow. That's a snow deck.
Yeah.
There was one cycler.
There was one cycling in the top 16.
Yeah.
But not in the top 8.
And then 24. And then here we're at 24 with 2 in the top 8. Yeah. But only one. So all the 500s, they've made 1 win, 1 finals, or 2 in like a top 4, and then 2 top 8s here. Yeah. So not too bad.
Pretty interesting. I was thinking about like putting together some kind of paper battle box where I build all the finalists of the 500s. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do kickoffs too. I don't know. It depends how expensive they are. I mean, I could just use proxies, I suppose. But
yeah, this is really funny. Just like on a personal, not personal, but like a different So Forkite's like this. I think it's their first top 8 in the 500.
Oh, really?
They're like,
wow. Last season they
they've
won about 20 tournaments.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's like it's funny. They show up in the regular season. They play so well. Probably like arguably like top 5 Petty Triple player ever, but they never like get there. They never seem to
They
get
have
there in the top
in the
8.
500. I mean, Magic's high variance, and 500. A lot of people will try hard. There's a lot more try harding than in the weekly events, which is not a slight on Swift at all. It's just a matter of fact, I think.
Yeah, this is great.
Sometimes you have to be an absolute genius to go 3-4, for example.
They beat like 3, and they beat like 3 Orzhov decks before losing again to the rematch. In the run here, so it's crazy that they lost here.
That's just how Magic goes sometimes.
Yeah, and as for Emerald, we watched the Restore Balance. That was a crazy matchup, but they had a lot of like good wins here. Again, Orzhov is just like Watch Wander, poor Watch Wander, just getting beat up by all the cycling. I think they said they played 3 of them, like 3 out of like maybe like the 5 people that were here. But that's surprising. They beat the Dreadnought deck. I feel like this is a good match for Dreadnought, but if you don't set up the thing very quickly, and if they have like hide and seek,
I know sales, hide and seek, post board, so can 2-for-1 you.
All right, so that's all the cycling players, which kind of just did that all at once.
The next one is also a black-white deck.
Right. So this is like an interesting version of this list.
The more aggro version.
Yeah, it's way lower to the ground.
I do like the. I like the Dryad Militant with Wasteland Strength, like having just a 1-drop that also like enables.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
Bodyguard's wild. Yeah.
I don't love the Bodyguard because I feel like you play it like if it could protect your. I feel like you want Benevolent Bodyguard because your play pattern is like play Benevolent Bodyguard. I mean, it's not a Savannah land, but like this card. If you play it on 1, you can't protect your Sculler or your Freebooter. It's like if you have
Two Angelic Destiny is interesting. Two Zealous Persecution. Wow.
Wow. Going deep. Yeah, I would like to see Lingering Souls.
They must have thought Lingering Souls would be popular, so they played Zealous Persecution.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, Angelic Destiny is a little bit ambitious.
I feel like this is like I think just try to like. I guess the strategy here is just like
they don't have any evasion. They just have a bunch of little dudes.
Yeah, they're just like playing.
Not the worst
they're like play a 2-power 1-drop, disrupt them with a Freebooter or Scholar, kill something of Vindicate, and then Angelic Destiny the 1-drop that can't get in anymore. That's like the plan. They had a bye, so
Freebooter over the Fiend.
Yeah, they started like 5-0, and then they kind of just like lost the next 3.
Lost 3 in a row. It's tragic.
Yeah. They have comments here. Try to beat everything game 1 except for Hypergenesis and Jokohops. Divest sides in both these decks as a discard threat. Charlie and Artifact. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, you can get lands with Divest. That's clever. So they think that this deck is just pretty good against everything else. Like Persecution's pretty great in the mirror. It takes out like the Mesmeric Fiend stuff. I guess
it's pretty good in a fair matchup because all of the cards are 2-for-1s or removal spells.
I mean, this also seems like a little bit like you're making the deck even worse against Aggro Slide by playing a bunch of Savannah lands.
Right, they got O2'd really quick there.
Yeah.
But I think Baker talked about this all the time. Is like, how do you actually beat Aggro Slide? You could
that's fair.
You can cut the legs out of like 2 to 3 of the strategies, but the 3rd strategy always gets you.
Yeah.
Like this definitely pulled a Lightning Rift, right?
Well, also
you can vindicate.
Yeah, but this deck also doesn't have any card advantage. Like the card advantage is like Tidehollow Scholar into Wasteland Strangler. That's the card advantage. And so in a long game, cycling is just going to draw more threats than you draw answers.
Yeah.
So you can vindicate their first Lightning Rift, but you don't have a fast enough clock most of the time.
Yeah, I guess I will say if you play a bunch of 1-drops and Angelic Destiny with the one that doesn't get killed, then that's a lot of game.
Yeah,
kind of a lot
doing
of game,
that into an active that's pretty high variance because doing that into an active Lightning Rift is very bad news.
Yeah, at least you have like Vindicates, I guess, to like kill Lightning Rifts, so you're not like completely dead all the time. It's hard. It sounds a lot harder for this deck. I'll give you that. Let's see. And this is the last top 8er. This is Grix's Jokel Hops from I Got Dead.
This was
wow.
Like super controlling with Lily on the
I love this. Finally, we have like. I mean, it doesn't die to burst lightning. It just like blocks everything.
I like how we decided to cut Ponder and add 7 drops.
and Geomancer's Gambit to 7.
Hey, this is like just fair. This is what the fair version of Cleansing Wildfire. It's like they printed this one first, and I was like, no, we gotta ramp it up.
Like a deck.
Cut it by 1.
It's like a deck that would be really good in like season 12 of Penny Dreadful.
Yeah.
I would hate to see this in season 12.
Lightning, 4 memory lapses.
Oh my god! Wait.
And other than that, we're just ramping to Planeswalkers.
Wait, what season 12? I only look at seasons. I only look at seasons by what I played, and then like that's how I like remember seasons.
I just made up a number. I just meant like there used to be a time in Penny Dreadful when we wouldn't get Ponder and we wouldn't get.
I didn't really play a lot of season 12.
Like a lot of Planeswalkers or things like that. The Cruel Ultimatum was last playable. That kind of.
I'm down for a Cruel Ultimatum. That's great. Let's see, season 12.
I think Liliana Vess is the most surprising card.
Oh god, this would die. This would suck in season 12. Heroic red deck. Wave Blade.
Presumably it would suck in season 24 also. But here we are. Here we are.
What did they play against?
This is the Ravens Azorius.
They beat the Mono Black Burn deck. How did they beat that?
They beat I beat the Mono Black Burn deck also. They gave me 2.
This deck, I mean, that Burn deck can fizzle out so hard. It's like
I guess.
Very hit or miss.
They gave me 2 sleeper agents, and I played a whatever that card's called, and I played a Glimmer Post and killed them with the.
Let's see. They lost to Upheaval round 1. This is I think this is black white. They beat black white. The burn, mono black burn, another Orzhov, another black white. Oops. They had a great run. And then this is the Braid of Fire deck to make top 8. Were they in contention for top 16? Oh my god. I think they were in contention for top 16. Maybe they got pared down there, but then they lost to the eventual winner. But yeah, crazy run. I mean, I do like Planeswalkers plus Jokel Hops.
Like, yeah, I think so.
That's a really classic
if your opponent isn't on counter spells and you get to 6 mana on turn 4, and they haven't killed you yet.
I do think that this approach is better than a lot of the lists I see in League where they're playing like randomly playing Tectonic Giants in their Jokel Hops deck.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. This is definitely just slam the thing, make my land drop, slam the thing. Because like these are great at making your land drops, right? Like Gambit, Wildfire, those are just great. Like you're gonna hit 7 lands eventually, and then you just like play every bomb you can. And this is the you open up the binder, and here we go. Here's my Liliana's with Tezzeret.
It's basically like a Grixis ramp deck, right? That's basically what we're looking
for.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's not that much interaction.
Yeah.
There's 6 removal spells, 4 memory
lapse. Yeah.
And the rest of it's just Haymaker, big thing you can't deal with.
Yeah. I love Into the Core. I do live Into the Core.
This is a deck after Briar Moss's heart.
Yeah.
No, there's not enough one-ofs in this deck.
It's not weird enough. You can tell what it does by reading it.
Yeah, okay.
No Artisan. What is that card? The Kozilek card? Like,
Herald of Kozilek?
The Herald of Kozilek, yeah.
Okay.
The cycle of deceit.
Okay, we're going to round to the top 16. This is 9th place. This is Sir House, who made the Oops All Spells deck that won the tournament. So I think it's the exact same list.
It's his list,
their sideboard's a little bit different. Rotten Reunion. That's a pretty cool card.
Maybe for the mirror.
For
the mirror.
Nearly Purify the Grave.
Kind of interested about when Love the Giant comes in. Maybe we could ask them, but pretty interesting card. I do like Void Snare though. I think Void Snare is actually a pretty great reason to be in blue.
I think Love the Giant comes in when you want a lot of your sideboard. Right? So you take out 4-card combo or whatever and put in a 1-card combo instead.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
Allows you to bring in more sideboard cards without taking out things you want.
Yeah, I guess maybe maybe
3 cards.
maybe if someone like Cranial Extractions, like Azami or Angel's Glorious Rise, and you just have this backup plan of Lava the Giant. Maybe I
I'm
don't know.
surprised that more people aren't running a second Dread Return, but I guess you don't have to also run something.
No,
to
there's
make the
two.
bodies and second
There's
Dread
two.
Return.
There's two returns right here.
Oh, is there? In the main? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I think like
Do they
two is
have
a
a way to make
standard.
2 more bodies?
Like cast
Well,
stuff. I don't know.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess in those matchups, yeah, sometimes I guess the opportunity cost of running the second one is low enough that even if it rarely comes up, you maybe want it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not an Oops player, but I mean the deck did well. 2 players in the top 16.
Yeah, this is definitely, yeah. I do think this is the best deck. That is, it is, of course, it's a valid to point out that every deck is packing hate for it, but that doesn't make it not the best deck. You know, it just means
Right,
that,
especially since like a lot of it, if half your hate is just artifact stuff, then like Void Snare is great, right? If the other half is just like Ravenous Trap, then the rest is great.
I mean, is any deck 50% against this deck in game 1?
You have to like build around it.
Well, I mean, like I
mono,
had
mono blue tempo maybe.
Yeah, I bet tempo decks are pretty fine. I mean, if you build, like, it depends how you build your deck, I guess. Like, if you play a bunch of Warping Whales and Lanterns in your post stack, you're probably 50% game 1. But I don't know.
But I mean, just the fact that it's slightly difficult to think of decks that might be 50% game 1, it just implies it's very good.
Yeah.
Because it's not like your 5, 6, 7 pieces of graveyard hate swing the matchup and
bring you up to like 70% or something.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It is also the case though that if it were more popular, people would start main decking more hate.
Yeah. Oh, like your Lantern of Lost in your deck.
Yeah.
I played Warping Whale.
Yeah, if it was all anyone.
I played Warping Whale mostly for like hops decks, but it was also to hit this deck too, and I did that game one.
Warping Whale is also good against it.
Yeah, I played an Oops like round 4 or 5, and like I just like Warping Whale their Dread Return, and like, oh, that's not good. In game 1, I was like, yeah. All right, this is 10th place. This is Merpatty. This is the top mod here.
A control deck with Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this approach because I think it's I would call it like turbo hops. Like you're really focused in on the let me get my hops online as quickly as possible and just end the game, which I think is a pretty cool approach. Also, the Dark Ritual a lot of times will just go for like turn 2 Tezzeret, which is pretty strong because Tezzeret makes mana every turn. So so it's like yeah. I think it's a good approach. I think it's the cleanest.
Yeah. I mean, turn 2 Tezzeret doesn't kill anything that's -2 is maybe the problem, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about this list is
versus
like the.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. But yeah, I was going to say the other scary thing about it also is that from a perspective of like the hops, a lot of times it's kind of like the Jockle Hops is kind of scripted. Like, you know, they're going to try to get to turn 6 and tap out for Jockle Hops, which makes it a lot easier to play around. Whereas if they have Dark Ritual in their deck, you don't actually know when to expect. Like, you can't really hold. It's much harder to hold up interaction. Because it's a lot less scripted. Like, oh, they're going to try to Jockle Hops me this turn, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like you said, it's like sneakier than the other Grixis version that we saw, where it's like this can pop up at any time. But the other version was also had 4 Jogo Ops. It's like try to exhaust your counter spells and then just like play a Jogo Ops maybe, because like with every Planeswalker you had to counter in that other list. Like you have to deal with it. If they keep chaining Planeswalkers, you're gonna die. But like in this deck, it's just sneakier. I like Languish though. Languish is great, and like if you're behind on a Rise and Shine, then Languish will just clean all that up.
Yeah, I think that's the logic for playing Languish, is it kills the Rise and Shine land.
Finally, a hard counter somewhere. Someone's playing Forbid. Finally.
Lose Focus is a hard counter.
I don't know why there's Grim Dancer. I saw Grim Dancer out the board. I don't understand why this is here, but I guess it's like a X3.
Doesn't die to Burst Lightning block.
Yeah, just blocks.
It's fine. I don't know. It's like the other list had main deck Vampire Nighthawk.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
And the God Eternal. This card has a ton of text on it, but it does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that card seems fine. I don't know.
Mills for some reason. I don't know why it mills, but I guess you
Yeah,
can mill yourself.
The one thing I can see this deck, the failure rate is that you are playing Dark Ritual in your fair deck, so you end up having to play like 28 mana sources, and then you also have like a lot of air, like you have memory lapses.
Yeah, it could definitely flood.
Yeah. That said, I mean, I think other than that, I like this approach. I like this list very much as far as Juggernaut.
Only has Treasure Cruise for card draw, so you're mostly getting your card advantage by Jockelhopsing and Tezzeretting.
Yeah, I mean, Cleansing Wildfire is also a 2-for-1 if you do it right.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
All right. This is 12? Shepherd John playing. Actually, Trickbind Dreadnought. This went second yesterday in the FNM right before the tournament. So, this is the exact list, I believe.
Looks right. 3 Tempest Gym, the strangest number.
So I would have played 4 here in this particular list. I only played 3 in my old list because there's just not enough room. Because I was playing like 15 threats usually. But I would have played 4 in this. I don't really like Mimic at all. Mimic is like fine, but like cloning, if you're gonna have like they already have like 10 ways of like triggering Dreadnought. Like 8 is enough, but like 10 is like a lot. So like this is basically like a 2-1 guy, but like I think Doppelganger might be better if you want this effect, just because like cloning this is really important.
Yeah, the 2-1 doesn't seem super relevant.
Yeah, you play this if you're like non-blue, I think. Well, and also like cloning a Jhin, like you can go like turn 2 Doppelganger, turn 3 Jhin. That's like a lot of damage already. So
I don't know. I think Goblin Piker can get there in blue tempo, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It's not totally clear cut.
Yeah.
So much else to say. Like it's.
Yeah, I think this deck. I mean, we didn't see this deck at all this season, but until the 500, and I think it's probably because of the legend of J Mecha that people were like, "Oh, maybe I should."
So I don't like. I've been spoiled with like Brainstorm Ponder. I've been thinking about this a lot. Why I didn't play this deck in particular. People ask me why aren't you playing this. It's because Brainstorm Ponder is like playing Legacy when everyone else is playing Modern. That's how I felt about it. Like you just see so many more cards in your opponent. This is wild. Like I don't know. I got really carried by Brainstorm. Brainstorm absolutely carries Delver. I got blind flip Delver at least 5 times this tournament. But when you can't actively flip this card, it's so hard.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Delver for that reason, but like, and we also didn't see any Delver in the top. This is the first Delver deck we've seen, so
right, which is weird considering that like
a lot of people played it.
Yeah, like it's a very good deck, but that's mostly because of Sprite Dragon. I think it's way better.
Yeah, Sprite Dragon is really powerful. It is like the Izzet deck does seem to me to be like, if they draw a bunch of Sprite Dragons, you're in trouble.
I will say probably like the 3 or 4 like aggro side players maybe like push those people out.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, they did lose aggro side, which is a tough matchup. I think you see a guard approach. Like I will say that like my weird like Dreadnought builds that I had was playing like things like Robe of Mirrors that gives your creature Shroud for like decks like aggro slide. I was really down for that. Like just having things that untouchable. Like you make a 12/12 untouchable. It's hard. You have to have exactly like Sudden Death or Sudden Edict.
Sudden Edict's very good against a lot of decks.
Wash Away is like a weird card. Can't target spell that wasn't cast from your hand. So 1 mana, or you cleave it as a basically cancel. I guess that's fine against like, because I was trying to think about. I've seen this card before. It's like I was trying to think like what is it good against, and I have no idea.
For the Cascade decks, I guess.
Then why not just play like Spell Pierce or like? I guess okay. I guess if you wash away this, then you can't get it redirected with the Ricochet Trap.
Yeah.
It's from its owner's hand, so yeah. Like Dread Return seems fine. Cascade spells. Not sure what else. Let's see. Yeah, that's Side of the Bird's kind of like whatever. Traceability's great against like the Hops decks. You could just take a guy for 2 mana. With the Soul part at least. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty
but
nice.
I don't know. That matchup should be really good because like Vapor Snag is really good. Royale Ripple's really great in that matchup. Things like that. They have a weird run. Lutri Red. What is this deck? Waverly plays. I hate non-descriptive titles, by the way. Please describe your title. Oh, they played Wizards. Okay. I should have gotten that. A lot of people played Wizards today, and I feel bad for them. I didn't think it'd be a very good deck. I was like, no. It's a lot of Wizard people just kind of fall by the wayside. Alright, this is... Can I not count? Oh, this is 12th place. This is, another... Okay, this is It Blitz, which is a way different from the It Tempo deck.
Just make a guy, then cast 26 spells.
Sprite Dragon, Kiln Fiend, Nivix Cyclops, and then every cool card that you would ever want to see in a Blitz deck.
No crash through.
I have the Ancestral Anger, which is like targeted, I guess. But I like Crash Through too. I actually like Crash Through more than Ancestral Anger.
You can cast Crash Through on turn 1 when you're trying to hit your second mana.
That's true. Wow, they have really like they main deck Miscast and Spell Pierce.
Just hoping the opponent doesn't have it here with Assault Strobe and the choice of creatures.
This is funny. You don't see a lot of sleight of hand. People usually go for like opt or consider. You think the deck would want actually like Treasure Cruise, so I guess if you played like Treasure Cruise Consider, it'd be way better.
Yeah. I don't know. You get a little selection with sleight of hand.
Postmortem.
No Treasure Cruise.
Ooh, suspend. Love suspend. Ooh, you could suspend Wash Away. You suspend their creature and then you wash away the creature. Oh my god. Why didn't I think of this?
Beautiful.
Because you have to recast it
over many turns.
Hey, but that kills a creature eventually.
Suspend is just for getting the blocker out of the way of the Kiln Fiend, isn't it?
More or less, I think so, yeah. Alright, if I have our first red deck sighting, this is 13th place. Mosanio. Good old red deck. With 18 lands. They have Sarkhan the Dragons. Wow, they went up to 5. What is this?
Whoa.
What is this list?
This is a list.
Yeah, this is a hell of a list.
Do they have Smash to Smithereens in their main deck, or is this confused?
Yeah.
Did they have Scald in the main deck?
Wait, why do they have... I think they'd submit... I think it's a sideboarding error.
I think their sideboard is in the main
yeah.
and in the side.
I think I have to edit... Did it get scraped yet?
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like they submitted the sideboard twice.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if it got scraped. Okay, let me edit this.
Not scraped yet.
I'm going to edit this real quick. So we have to, like, presume that... Let's see. Cut this. Cut this. Cut this.
The scraper runs at 20 minutes past. You've got 9 minutes.
Cut this. Cut this. If you need some ash in the sideboard, I don't even know. I guess.
Well, you can look at the sideboard to see what's in the sideboard. Right?
Can I?
Because they have the sideboard as well as putting it in the main.
Okay, Lantern sideboard. I have to... Wait. Because I lost the original list. What was it again? What was her name? Oh, M. Sorry with an M. Okay, so 2 yearling. Lantern, Phoenix. 1 Chandra Fire Artisan. They had 3 main deck. Did they have 3 main deck? Because there's like 4. I'm so confused. Okay. I might have gotten it. I don't want to, like... This is really awkward to do. Maybe we'll have to do this post.
Hang on. I'll tell you what. Is it Lutri Red? Is it that one?
No. It's just like red. Wait. Let me count this real quick. Let's do a bunch of math. This is so awkward. 4
plus... We're 75 cards, so it's... What's the player's name?
+3.
So the sideboard is 2 Flame Tongue Yearling, 2 Lanterns of Lost, 2 Phoenix of Ash, 2 Price of Progress, 2 Skull, 2 Smash Smithereens, 1 Chandra Fire Artisan, 1 Sargon the Dragon Speaker, 1 Scrabbling Claws. Of what? Yeah, that's what it is. 3 main, 1 side. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I was looking at Chandra Fire of Kaladesh. So yeah, 3 main, 1 side. 2 main, 1 side. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's a lot of burn. There's some 1 drops and 2
I mean,
drops.
the creatures are all pretty reasonable. Like,
it looks a lot more. It looks a lot more sane now that you've taken the sideboard out of the main deck.
I don't know. I really don't understand like playing Ash Zealot over Earthshaker Kenra. Like, why everyone does this. I guess they just assume you'll never flashback to Kenra, which I do all the time when I play Red Deck Wins. But I don't know. This is like, yeah, I mean, Abbott at least draws a card sometimes. I guess I don't know.
Only 5 1 drops is interesting. They just sort of play with fire your face.
Yeah, when I was playing Red Deck Wins, I really liked the new red 1 drop saga. The Kumano faces the Kakazan.
Oh, I haven't played against that.
It curves really nicely if you have another creature, because you get that one. If you play with Kenra specifically, you're gonna put a counter on your Kenra, and then it's 3. It can make 3s not block.
Yeah.
But
well,
Cyber's all over the place too. I don't know what all these planeswalkers are for, but I guess it's like to go bigger against like.
Yeah,
I guess it's good in the mirror. I guess they're kind of big in the mirror.
I mean, my list, I always play Experimental Frenzy. I don't know. It seems like a better way to grind. Like, that card could grind people into the dust if it sticks.
Yeah, that card is scary to see if you're like trying to stabilize.
Yeah.
How much else?
But Chandra Fire Artisan is pretty similar to Frenzy in that regard.
Yeah.
All right. This is 14th. This is Dan Rubino with cycling.
Famous oops, all spells disrespecter.
And they still respected it with like Ravenous Trap and Silent Gravestone. So I wonder how that match. They might have like had the answer to the thing, and then it just killed them. Maybe. Yeah. That's usually how those matchups go. There's not much else to say. We've already seen 2 of these already. There's like really not much. One of Price Progress is funny. It's a funny card.
It was a funny sideboard card.
All right.
That's like elves or something.
Yeah, so now we get to talk about a deck that beat both me and Crazy Baloth. It's Blue Steel at 15.
Yes.
This deck is pretty good, I think, but I also feel like I got high rolled quite a bit because they.
We both got high rolled so bad.
Like game 1, like they had a draw that was like triple, Master of Ethereum by like turn 4. Like they played like a 1-drop into a 2-drop into like triple Master of Ethereum or something. Like not exactly that, but like something like close to that. And then just made a huge board, and I couldn't deal with it. And then just like game 2, my deck didn't function. So, got a little bit unlucky there. But I don't want to take anything away from this though, because I do think this deck is actually pretty powerful and pretty good.
Yeah, I think you and I specifically were talking about like
nothing.
Well, you and I were talking about how a good Lodestone Golem could be in this format, and this is like this is the best Lodestone deck that's being played, I guess, in this tournament at least.
Yeah.
And you get around Lodestone really easily with like Grand Architect, so no, you don't. Wait, no, you don't. I guess all your blue stuff is like
Most of your stuff is artifacts.
Yeah, so
It's fine.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, these 16 cards here are just straight blue spells, and everything else is artifact. Why they play Radiant Fountain? Why not play the 4? I don't. There's no like land synergies here. I don't know why they're. I get Buried Rune. I don't know why they're playing Radiant Fountain. They worried about racing, I guess.
Playing the 4th factory seems a little better, but it's probably pretty marginal.
Yeah. Oh, I love Circumender. Just better filigree familiar. Harvester I do love in like these pseudo aggro decks. It's just great in the mirror. Just kind of some bounce spells, some removal spells. Only 2 lanterns. No one's really respecting these oops decks. I guess Spell Pierce is good at that, but yeah, this deck is wild. It's just kind of like play a bunch of 1-drops, and then like eventually one of these is gonna be an anthem.
I think this deck was like, it is missing the Godfarrow statue quite a bit. So just totally.
Oh yeah, as like a 6 like. Because yeah, that's the good thing about like Architect. It's like in the old Architect decks, like when I remember in Standard, they just played Wormcoil. They just trying to like ramp into Wormcoil as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
In this deck, you're like playing like Precursor Golem or like Mere Superions.
I do like the Precursor Golem. I think that's pretty cool. Especially because there's no Chain Lightning in the format.
Right.
Yeah.
But fun fact, I played this deck in, I remember a test match once, and like if they had like Lodestone and Precursor, it targets both of them. So like, I've like killed all of their golems at one point. I was like, this is really funny.
Yeah. I guess I didn't think about it until now, but I guess not having Chain Lightning makes that card quite a bit better.
Right.
Yeah.
I really wish I got a Lodestone like Green Post deck going. I don't think it would help any of my matches today, but like that list I showed you with like the.
I did beat M-Dog's Scuffed Izzet deck with Lodestone.
Yeah.
In my run.
Did you play main deck Lodestones? I didn't even look at your list.
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like my post list. I think actually, I basically played against. I mean, I lost to this. I lost to Primal Command, Manadork deck, and
you're never beating that deck.
Turbo Jugglehops, and I took a game in both those matchups. I think if I had won the die roll, I think I lost every die roll today. I think if I won the die roll against either of them, I might have been able to steal a win, but I did not.
Well, we even talked about like what happens if they double Indestructible Knight you, and you play against Knight in the first round.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that actually happened to me in the tournament against this person also, where they played the double Indestructible Knight. That's why I thought of it, and then I got paired against it again. But yeah, that matchup's pretty easy, I think, overall. Like,
yeah, you guys don't ignore each other. Okay, that's the last top 16. This is the second best placing mod. This is Shadow Water, fresh off the win from last season. Just Guidance Soul. This is the same list. It's exactly list. Yeah, pretty self-centered, but like, look how much they've played it. And then, again, I think this is like one of those like a testament to like playing the same deck over and over. So like that's how you get to like these numbers, right? This one Pariah, like one Repeal, one Pyroclasm, right?
One Condemn. Or you just lock it in at the beginning and never change it. That's the other way you get to these numbers.
I have seen like incredible Winds of Abandon blowouts though. It's like the languish of white. You just play this against like the mirror and you just destroy your opponent if they've like overloaded Rise and Shine. But what did they lose to? They lost to Mind Crank really early, and then they lost to Mirror. They played their brother. So Shadowwater and Grisha are brothers actually. I think they live together or something. But the brothers war. He got 2-0'd by his brother. Feels bad. But they lost, and they beat the eventual top 8er here. It's kind of funny.
I like this deck, if only because it's just very PD unique. It's very special to us. Like Oops All Spells is, we just jam together all the fast mana and the tap lands that we have and do the same thing as every format. But some of these other decks are like have never existed in any other format in any form.
Yeah, true.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the cool part about this format. Like you could like take cards from like old standard sets or modern, extended, whatever. Like some of these things just come happen because of like there are soul artifact decks, but they're never like this. They're not like aggro controlling where they're trying to just cast stubborn denials
We
and
don't have Jocko Hops and Treasure Cruise.
actually I remember watching a Boston roll. He was saying how there are like Joggle Hops in Legacy right now. The people are playing it in like as
Think
like
about that.
in like
It's like a
Red
type deck.
Prison. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's like this type of thing where you can just play anything.
Yeah. They're just deciding to play like
red card.
Planeswalkers. They're deciding to play Planeswalkers and you know Joggle Hops, but yeah, that's a different animal for sure.
We had Jocko Hops for a long time before we started doing this with it.
So we got the
and yeah, this is
the
Modern Horizon
Artifact
2
land
power creep. Yeah, Modern Horizon 2 power creep, of course.
Right. Although, yeah, I will toot my own horn and say that I was actually the first person to win a tournament with Juggle Hops.
What were you doing? Garrick?
Yeah, it was Garrick, red and green Planeswalkers. No, that was before the Indestructible Lands. Yeah.
Maybe
that's sweet too.
Library.
Finally, someone's playing Planeswalkers. All right, final thoughts on the tournament. You guys got final thoughts?
It was a great tournament.
Yeah,
great top 8. Some really good matches we watched.
Yep.
Yeah, mostly from the Restore Palette. I think we all like we're just following Restore Palette. But yeah, again, shout out to Petitius with the Oops deck. That was a great run. I think the season was actually. I mean, I think the season's pretty good. What do you guys think about this season?
Yeah, I enjoyed
think the season was great.
Yeah.
Bit of a step back in power level, but sometimes that's nice.
Yeah, I think like people had some fatigue when this deck was like very early. This deck was very good, and then just like dropped off.
Yeah.
I was expecting way more. Like, is it? That's crazy that I didn't see like a ton of like
I think the trouble with is that it loses to almost. It just beats up bad decks.
That's PD though.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about like a lot of decks.
Yeah.
It's really hard to know like how because it's just so much like variance and like pilot variance and all that stuff. It's so hard to know like.
Yes, it is true. I mean, I was at 80-something% win with it. I'm probably still am, even after doing 3-4 today. And you know, I just felt unbeatable for a while, and then I played aggro slide and went, "Oh no, this deck is actually terrible."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think I have a losing record against Oops and against aggro slide and against, you know, like essentially all the best decks. I've just been beating up on everything else.
Yeah, I think thinking about I've been thinking about like writing or talking about this and ad nauseum about it, but like I think leagues are like fine for like as a benchmark of like does your deck function, but you get to like is the deck actually good after you win maybe like 20 to 30 matches, but sometimes league results are just very like misleading. I think.
Yeah.
Like you played really well. Imagine if you played the Isn't Hops list. That would have been pretty great. But who knows?
I nearly did. I'm 12-1 with it. I nearly did.
Right.
But I just thought I didn't have enough certainty that it was actually good.
I cheated a little bit, and I skimmed the what other people were playing. I was worried. I was like, oh,
cheater.
There's a ton of Joko Hops. I don't want to register my cloud posts. And then I skimmed and I saw a ton of aggro slide. And I was like, all right, I guess we'll do cloud post. But of course, I never faced aggro slide once, and I did face Joko Hops.
Yeah.
So
I decided to fund the aggro slide matchup, and I didn't have to play against it.
Yeah, well, cheaters never win is the moral. So
yeah, and that was my conclusion of like picking like the post deck was like, well, if I can just get through like the beginning part of the tournament, which is basically like whatever happens, and then you can get to like the middle to the end game where it's like, okay, you're like 4-1, 5-0. You're gonna place like the top decks, and if you think the top decks are gonna be like aggro slide, black white, then that's the deck where you want to be on, in my opinion, at least.
I agree. Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
So like you don't like play towards just like, you know, having fun doing. If you want to like try to pick your deck, you pick the deck you know, but you pick the deck that like you think is gonna beat everyone else up top, or you just pick whatever you want. Like some people just pick whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you
restore
like,
balance.
this deck has like the capability, like in my view, is like this deck has the capability to pick up some free wins because it's doing something kind of powerful, and then it's like well positioned against some of the top decks. But of course,
Right.
like you still have the capability of running into stuff that's terrible for you, like
Yeah,
Plow
like,
Under or whatever.
and also I was like 21-7 with the archetype, so I was like, I guess I'll just keep running it, and
Yeah,
it was the best like win percentage I had this season with like any
yeah.
archetype. And even I won a tournament with wizards, and there's like 4 wizards players, I think. They all did not do well, which I basically thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, I also think that there's a lot of circle protection red floating around, so that made me not want to.
Yeah, mono red is the second choice. Or no, mono red is like the 4th choice for me. For me, it was either like the wizard deck, this deck, or like the Galta list. I was actually pretty down to play this. Just like try to high roll everyone with like Tree Speaker, Mir Superior. How do you beat that? Who beats that? No one. No one beats that. No one. But that's it for. Yeah, this deck's actually sweet. I might play it for the rest of the season. If I have any more time to play. But I think that's it for this stream. It's been a solid 9 hours.
It was a good stream.
Yeah. Again, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for showing up. Yeah, I can only make the YouTube video out of the top 8 because that was the most exciting part. My whole day was really bad. Oh, this is the worst YouTube video. Oh, but it's okay.
Top 8 is going to be great.
I'll play Trick Knot all the time. Okay, I'll just do it. Gloves are off. Screw it. I'm gonna try now. I gave you guys a break. I'm gonna try now. But season 25, it's on the horizon. Hopefully we get some cool new stuff. And maybe it's not Flash. We'll see. Alright, let's sign off. I'm out. Have a good one.
Cheers for the stream, Jimmy.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. See you.